The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
Glycon's coverage of Central Kentucky high school football starts now.
Week 3 of the high school football season is upon us here inside Central Kentucky. We welcome you to Roy Walton Stadium in Central Kentucky in Lexington. Wes Chandler joined alongside Carl Nathy as we are excited to bring you this one, Carl. It is the South Oldham Dragons and the Tates Creek Commodores. I know we have two contrasting styles out here tonight, so it should be a lot of fun to see who comes out on top.
Well, Wes, great to be with you. And so far, Tates Creek's putting the points on the board to the tune of almost 45 points per ball game. They're 1-1. However, they're going up against a team that is only yielding 6.5 points a game in the South Oldham Dragons.
Yeah, for South Oldham, you have to worry about the defense, and it starts with a Louisville commit, Sam Dawson, who's been really good. When you have that type of performance by a guy at this level, that just adds so much to your team.
I think we're going to be calling his number a lot, or you will be, and we'll be analyzing the play as we go along. One key injury for Tates Creek, it would appear that Tate Allen, who had 15 carries for 130 yards in their first ball game, got hurt in their second ball game, and he is not dressed out tonight. He's got a left leg injury, and we only hope the young man has a quick recovery.
Yeah, certainly a huge blow for Tates Creek, but they do have another good tailback in B.J. Evans. He also has a couple of Division I offers as well, so if there is some room for a little bit of injury concerns, Tates Creek can overcome that with B.J. Evans.
Well, and last word I'll give is just the fact that this, don't forget, this is at Roy Walton Stadium, as you mentioned, a legend in Kentucky high school football, the late Roy Walton at Lafayette, and at Tates Creek, where the stadium for the Commodores is named in his honor. So it should be a good ball game.
Should be certainly a good one to watch out here tonight in Central Kentucky. We're going to be excited to bring you to you as well. Here in Lexington, Kentucky, we'll bring you the weather forecast here in Lexington. The weather forecast is presented by Suntime Pools and Spas. Good people to know if you have a pool. Right now we sit in the low 80s, 81 degrees, light wind. There is a chance, Carl, we don't want to say it, but there is a chance for some rain later on. Hopefully that's after the ball game.
Hopefully so.
Fingers crossed. But we'll bring you all the action coming up when we return. We'll have some pregame comments of South Oldham head coach Kane Sams when we come back as our pregame coverage continues right here on Glycon.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Suntime Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Suntime Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama, our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Get started by finding the program that works for you at bluegrass.kctcs.edu. Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for your world.
South Oldham head coach Kane Sams joins us here on Glycod. This is a defense that is averaging less than 7 points per game through their first two. And when you look at the numbers, getting into the backfield has been really beneficial for you all. 10 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. What's the key in your mind behind the defense's success so far?
It's been our attention to detail on just running to the ball, on having really good team pursuit, playing to the whistle, and putting a lot of pride and emphasis on that. And it was our first scrimmage against Frederick Douglass. We didn't feel like we did a good job of running to the ball. And our defensive coaches that sat out some seniors the next couple of weeks and was just very point blank, if you're not going to run to the ball, you're not going to get to play. And, as the head coach, it can make you nervous because it's like, these guys are important. We got to get them going. But luckily we have great kids that understand what we want to do, and they responded all the right way. And it's just been a really good team buy-in for our defense.
You've had comfortable wins in your first 2 games. How is Tates Creek different from your first 2 opponents?
I think there's similarities to each. Now, it may be on the scoreboard at times it would look and seem comfortable, but a majority of those games, they weren't. It was 6-0 against Meade County. Our offense was struggling for a majority of that game, and then it's 14-6 at half against Eastern, and we had 2 muff punts and 2 offensive turnovers. So, we've shown that we can play ball well when we all play together, but we've also shown that if we're not locked in and focused and having each other's back, that it can be tough on us.
And this may seem a little odd considering you lost your top 3 rushers last year, but depth of this running back position is pretty deep this year. It feels like you have 3 or 4 guys that you have a lot of confidence in giving the ball to in games. Talk about the depth of this running back position.
It's my 3rd year back at South as head coach, and there's been a lot of consistency, and that definitely helps because a lot of these guys have been in our program and running a lot of the same plays for a while with the same roles. So that definitely helps. With our district, you have to go into it with having some depth. The teams that we have to play are just too good to say, well, we're just going to play them this year with just 2 or 3 backs. And we have 3 backs in our offense. So, it's something where you have that many. You've really got to have double, so we try to look at it where we're going into a game with, possibly 4 to 6 backs that are all capable and they all have a good understanding of our base offense.
All right, appreciate the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That's South Oldham head coach Kane Sams. Will come back with more pregame coverage right here on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
We're counting you down to kickoff here in Lexington between the Tates Creek Commodores and the South Oldham Dragons. Alongside Carl Nathy, I'm Wes Chandler. Carl, it's now time for tonight's Keys to the Game. They are presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. They strive to keep your trucks moving through outstanding parts, availability, and unmatched service. What are you focusing on for the Dragons of South Oldham?
Well, as we get ready, this, by the way, is the first matchup between these programs in the 21st century. So that says something. South Oldham and Tates Creek getting at it tonight. For South Oldham, the keys: continue the strong offensive line play. They've got 34.5 points, 69 points in 2 games. They're blocking very well. Get off to that fast start on the scoreboard. Never forget you are the visitors. Strange things happen if you let the home team hang around. And field position. Make Tates Creek earn their yards. No silly penalties. Don't give them first downs by way of penalty, that sort of thing.
Yeah, South Oldham trying to go to 3-0 to start 2025. On the other side, Tates Creek, they are back at home. They are looking to go to 2-1.
Well, for Tates Creek, here's my keys. Contain the South Oldham dual-threat quarterback, Adrian Miles. He's a good one. He can throw. He can run. He's done a lot accomplishing yardage for the team in the first 2 ball games. Offensively for Tates Creek, get first downs, stay ahead of the chains. You're going to have to run some clock off in this ball game. I think a lot of people, a lot of observers, not to take anything away from the homestanding Commodores, they'll give the edge to South Oldham. But if Tates Creek can do one other thing, keep turnovers to an absolute minimum, they can stay in this ballgame.
And that's something that has been in their favor so far this year. This broadcast is authorized by Tates Creek High School with the production rights owned by Glycod. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. We appreciate you watching, and we are going to continue to count you down between the Dragons and the Commodores here of Tates Creek and South Oldham. When we come back, we will hear pregame comments from Tates Creek head coach Jonathan Ox after this on Glycod.
Tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Proud supporters of Oldham County High School's athletics. Robin Lawson and Financial Solutions Incorporated have been recognized over a dozen times as Oldham County's best financial planner. Robin and his team provide individuals and small businesses the tools needed to achieve their financial goals because they care not just about the result, but also the process. Visit their office in LaGrange at 309 West Jefferson Street or learn more online at oldhamfinancial.com. Financial Solutions Incorporated. Clarity for your financial future.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.semin.com. Semin & Realtors, always one step ahead. This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by German American Bank, building our community since 1910. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Kinzer & Kinzer, delivering clean, comfortable air. And by the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm.
Head coach Jonathan Hawks. This is your fourth year now at Tates Creek, and before you were hired, program had a couple of down seasons. What have you tried to instill in this group and this program to bring it back to being one of the top in 6A?
I looked at everything and I looked at Tates Creek, with it being, now 14 years at the school. I looked at it and just said to myself, I need to take an inside-out approach. Some people like to take the outside-in approaches where you come in, you win football games, but, did you really impact the life of the kids? Did you really get the community to respect the process in which you went through to get to where you're going as far as the positive that come with winning? So I took a bunch of, lumps in my first couple of years. Just, we won district championships the past 2 years, but I think at the end of the day, the inside-out approach has helped me bring more families together, put more kids in college. The last 3 years, we've put 21 kids in college. So, it's been a blessing just to see our kids' GPAs raised and just really become better overall kids. And that's been my focus. And so at this current moment, we're just really trying to cheer that part on about our program is the inside-out approach that I've taken since year one.
When you look at this team on defense through the first two games this year, it's a really good first game against the run. Take a step up in competition with Ashland Blazer. When you look at the defense tonight, what do you expect and what are you wanting to see from your defense?
Got to fly around. We're going to be playing up a very physical team. Coach Sams does a great job in getting his kids prepared to be physical. He's a physical guy himself. I've known him a very long time. And, he loves physicality, and our kids got to learn to play physical in these moments. And so it came back down tonight. They got to be able to come out and just really be one unit. You can't really, take on some of these bigger guys by yourself. You got to have a couple of guys come along with you. So I look forward to our kids just flying around and having a great time tonight with each other.
And on the offensive side now, you have a lot of skilled players with a lot of talent. What do you like most about this offense?
Well, I'm always going to reference track, right? So I tell my kids, man, get ready to put on your relay shoes. I want y'all to be able to go out there and have fun on the football field just as you would on the track. And so I want my skill guys, Luke, JT Cooper, and Tristan Taylor. They were all three a part of my 4x1 team this year that broke a 15-year-old relay record. And it was a huge deal running 42 seconds and breaking that big record. And all three of those guys start wide receiver. And I take pride in that because I want them to understand you have speed. You've all ran 4.40s in your summer workouts. You've all improved overall, even with Darnell's improvements on his speed and everything else. And DJ itself has gotten bigger and much more stronger than last year. I expect them to come out and have fun and realize that you are good enough to be in this moment and go out there and just give it all you got and just have fun.
Well, hopefully you can sprint across that finish line with a victory tonight. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
All right, that is Tates Creek head coach Jonathan Hawks, and we'll come back with more pregame coverage right here on Glycott.
Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. Crestwood State Farm agent Leslie Gilly. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. LaGrange Service Center, providing quality car care for more than 60 years. And by Clementine's Car Wash, LaGrange's 24/7 touchless car wash.
Carl Nathy back here in Lexington, getting you set for the South Oldham Dragons taking on the Tates Creek Commodores, week 3 of the Kentucky high school football season here in 2025. And Carl, put on your coaching shoes now to talk about the game plan for South Oldham, what you would like them to see tonight.
Well, these coaches are way above my pay grade, but for South Oldham, the game plan, stay balanced on offense. The running game should set up the air attack. They have Adrian Miles, 6'2", 170-pound junior quarterback. He is throwing the ball at a rate of 15 for 25 on the year for 261 yards. He has 14 carries running for 88 yards. And he's also backed up by the wide receiver Anthony Dixon, I should say, on the receiving end. 6 carries, 168 yards, 6 receptions, and 5 catches in the last ball game. So they are balanced on offense. On defense, for South Oldham, limit the touches for the Commodores twins, JT and Luke Cooper. JT, the tight end, and Luke, a wide receiver, and the Commodores like to get the ball to them. So let's see, as far as South Oldham, what they can do with that.
Dragons taking the field right now. Really excited to see Adrian Miles live and in person for the first time here in 2025. Over on the other side, the home team, the Commodores of Tates Creek.
Well, I'll give a little nod to our producer, Scott Bama Moore, who kind of paraphrased what I suggested as our key to the game. He's a lot more of a poet than I am. He says, for Tates Creek, be the aggressor, defend your castle, slay the dragon. I love it. I had something wasn't quite as good as that. Ball control for Tates Creek. Long drives, takes time off the clock. Their quarterback, by the way, is Darnell Burnside, 6'2", 175-pound senior. He has 23 of 35 passing for 324 yards. But if that name sounds familiar, Darnell Burnside, he is the son and namesake of the former Lafayette Generals standout running back, also Darnell Burnside. That's some years ago, but I'm sure Darnell proud of his son being out here tonight. So anyway, ball control, long drives for Tates Creek. That's a key.
That's a recipe for success for me. When we come back, we'll kick it off here. It's the Dragons of South Oldham and the Commodores of Tates Creek when we return on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
To hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College, college for your world. Manowar Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. IBEW Local 369, power up your potential. New Vista, we see the good ahead. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. Elite Building Products in Nicholasville, where you'll find top quality products for your home. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. Suntime Pools and Spas, good people to know if you have a pool. And by Fast Signs. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on Central Kentucky High School football.
Low 80-degree weather right now currently at Roy Walton Stadium here in Lexington. Game moved up an hour because of the threat of severe weather a little bit later on in the night. But right now, it is a great night weather-wise for some football here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I know, Carl, you had your eyes glued on the coin toss. What happened?
All right, well, South Oldham won the toss, and they elected to defer to the second half. So Tates Creek should be receiving the opening kickoff and see what the Commodores can do with it.
All right, you're going to see a really powerful offense averaging 34 points per game. First up for South Oldham when they touch the pigskin here to open up this game. Tates Creek on defense. They took a notch up in the competition last week against Ashland Blazers, so their numbers a little bit more skewed. See how they recover from that loss last week. So it should be a really fascinating matchup to watch. We talked about it in our open. It is a really strong defense for South Oldham, and it is a really powerful, prolific, put up a lot of yards, put up a lot of points offense for Tates Creek.
And, looking at the size, if you look over the roster, the size of the rosters, Tates Creek may have a couple more players. They're 6A, but the South Oldham Dragons 5A, size-wise and speed-wise, I think they measure up pretty well. But the Class 6A, which is the largest class, of course, in Kentucky high school football, 5A just a notch down. And South Oldham from the greater Louisville area. Of course, Tates Creek, very proud to be here in Lexington, Kentucky.
South Oldham will kick it off, and Tates Creek will receive. Back deep for the Commodores will be Tristan Taylor, a 5'8 senior. And on to kick it off for South Oldham at the 40-yard line for the Dragons. They are wearing their road white uniforms. It'll be Jair Funes, a 5'10 senior, to kick it off for the Dragons. Funes will back up a few steps and ready to get this one underway. Low 80 degrees, great night. Hope that rain stays away here from Roy Walton Stadium. It's a little pooch kick to open up this ball game, taken at the 25 and making a miss, and running room up the middle, or up the far side, I should say. That is J.T. Cooper all the way up to midfield. Great start on the special teams play by Cooper.
A lot of people don't realize the importance of special teams, and right there, South Oldham gave Tates Creek some pretty good field position at the 49 of the Dragons.
Not the deepest kick by Funes, taken at the 25. Great job by the blockers by Tates Creek there on the special teams. Special teams when it goes awry, though.
Yes, you do.
Everybody wants to put the blame, but when it's a successful try like that, everything is working in all cylinders, and Tates Creek with excellent field position to begin this ball game. First offensive play is a pass complete to B.J. Evans. He'll make a man miss, try to get up to the 45, be just shy of it. Tackled at the 46.
Interesting play because Tates Creek came out with an empty backfield. They had 4 receivers, not just trips, but quad receivers to the near side, and they threw kind of a quick out pass and got 3 yards on the play, so bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, when I talked to Tates Creek head coach Jonathan Hawks earlier in the week, he said they want to try to get B.J. Evans more versatile and make him more than just a running back. So you see that first play of the game here tonight, get him out as a receiver, and at this level you get those guys just more touches. Burnside back to pass, long throw over the far side, caught by Cooper. That's J.T. Cooper to the 35 and down at the 34.
J.T. Cooper, 6'4", 195. Nice big target for Darnell Burnside. Threw it right on the money, and it sets up the 1st and 10 for Tates Creek at the 33.
Burnside on the year, 23 of 35 for 324 yards in the first 2 games. That's a really difficult throw because that ball is in the air a long time going over on that far sideline. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Tates Creek. Ball at the 33-yard line of South Oldham. Burnside out of the shotgun. Another quick outlet pass, almost picked off. South Oldham read that well.
Yeah, they read that play very well. They were all over it and not much there. In fact, you almost had to say if Darnell would have been better just to throw that ball away. They risk an interception with a play like that.
Andrew Kern, who had a fumble recovery last week, read that play nicely for the Dragons, a 5'11", 150-pound junior.
See what they do on 2nd and 10 from the 33.
This South Oldham defense highlighted by the man in the middle, clogging everything up, Sam Dawson, number 55, right there at nose. He is the Louisville commit. Running room up the middle for B.J. Evans, barreling over a Dragon player. He'll get down to the 26-yard line. Nice little pickup there by B.J. Evans, an explosive back.
We've got our first important 3rd down play of the game. 3rd and 3 now for the Commodores at the Dragons' 26-yard line. If they can make this one, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
7-yard pickup that time by Evans. 14 carries, 58 yards last week for the senior. Burnside will give it back to Evans. Met at the line of scrimmage and pushed backwards. That was Nate McLeese. making a big-time play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Looks like they marked it right at the 26, so no game. So 4th and 3. Now, this would be a very long field goal attempt, somewhere in the range of 44 yards for Tates Creek. So they're going to go for the first down. 4th and 3.
You're kind of in that no man's land right here. At the 26-yard line. Too long for a field goal. And it is 4th down and 3. Burnside out of the gun, looking left, fires, caught by Cooper. He's inside the red zone, and that'll be good enough for a first down by Tates Creek. Ball spotted out of bounds at the 16.
That's Luke Cooper, and Luke, of course, the twin brother of J.T. Cooper. And boy, did he put a move on his secondary coverage there. Got out towards the sideline and picks up more than enough for the first down. I think they netted 10 yards on that play. 1st and 10 at the 16.
Evans flanked to Burnside's right here on the first down. They're inside the red zone for the first time. Tates Creek coming off a 21-point loss to Ashland Blazer. Run up the middle for a couple inside the 15. Carry for B.J. Evans.
And Vila made the tackle, 5'11", 190-pound senior for South Oldham. Again, the Dragons have only given up 13 points in their first 2 games, and here's Tates Creek, only 3 minutes and some seconds into the ball game, knocking on the door.
Carl, I anticipate a lot of B.J. Evans tonight with the injury to Tate Allen. Only 1 carry last week for 18 yards. He was injured on defense last week. It's a knee issue for Allen. Burnside, flush from the pocket, chased by Dawson, and he will get tripped up, lost the ball, but got it right back. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they did a good job, the linebackers coming up, because it looked like he had the time to get around the edge, but the linebackers backed up the big defensive line for South Oldham and forced him to go down. And on the play, it'll set up 3rd and 7 at the 13. So big play here for Tates Creek. They're within field goal range now, but they want to get that 7 points.
Already 2 first downs here on this drive. It's a long opening drive for Tates Creek, taking nearly 4 minutes off the first quarter clock. Got trips receivers to the left. Burnside looking that way. Flush from the pocket, and down he goes. He was trying to avoid some pressure by Evan Hale, and then Burnside tried to plant and then kind of lost his balance, but basically the tackle goes to Evan Hale.
And interestingly enough, Wes, the tough thing here, when you get in the red zone, you don't have as much field for the receivers to get open in. The receivers were covered. He didn't have his target, and they broke through the offensive line, and would have been a sack. He went down on his own.
Everything shrinks. That's a really good point you make, Carl. And they will attempt a long or field goal here. It'll be a 35-yard field goal for Tates Creek.
Blake Hitchcock
trying to get some points on the board. 5'10", $140 senior. Snaps good, holds good, kick plenty of distance, and it parts the pillars.
How about that? Blake Hitchcock, and before the game, who did I run into but Mike Fields, who was the legendary sports writer for the Lexington Herald Leader, covered Kentucky high school sports like nobody else for 40 years, and he said, hey, that Blake Hitchcock, that's my grandson, so make sure you say his name right. And number 30 came through with a beautiful field goal right there.
Nice little 35-yard field goal for Blake Hitchcock. And Tates Creek puts points on the board. Now we'll see South Oldham. That was a very long drive for Tates Creek. Took 4 minutes and 49 seconds.
I'm smiling. You can't. We're not on camera right now, but I'm smiling because I see Mike Fields just about 10 yards away from me in the stands. He's a happy grandpa after that one.
He might have a milkshake or something waiting on him after
really
the game. Make a field goal, get a milkshake.
And Hitchcock will kick off for Tates Creek.
Ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. Back deep for South Oldham, Anthony Dixon on the far side. This kick a little bit more skyward, taken by the near side up man, and that is Kinjay Cordes. He's got a little running room. He's going against the grain, trying to get up to midfield, and a really good return by South Oldham. It worked for Tates Creek. They had excellent field position to start. Same now for South Oldham.
And it's interesting, he fielded that just about at the 15-yard line, made a nice cut, and found some open field. And unofficially on the statistics, credit him with, let's see where the exact spot the ball, at the 42-yard line. Okay, they say he was out at the 42, but about a 26, 27-yard return for him. Nice job.
So here is Adrian Miles, the guy that Carl highlighted in our opening segment. He'll go under center for the first time. An I formation here to open up for South Oldham. Handoff will go to Jules Davila, 5'11 senior.
Davila looks like a power back and ran like it on that one. Got across that line of scrimmage very quickly. Up to the 48, so a pickup of 6.
For Davila, that was only his 5th carry of the year. South Oldham has Miles, who leads them in rushing attempts. He can run a little bit as well. Cole Greenwell also with the second most attempts. Leading rusher on the year is Anthony Dixon for South Oldham. Dixon is lined up in the slot right now, currently near side. A little bit of movement, but getting back on the defensive side for Tates Creek. Man in motion, fake the handoff, keeper by Miles. He's got the first down and more inside the 40, and down he goes at the 36-yard line.
Perfectly executed ball fake by Adrian Miles. In fact, it was almost too good. It almost looked like he handed it to the running back and then took it back. But, boy, the defense was fooled. Big yardage on the play all the way down to the Tates Creek 36. So that picked up, I believe, 16 yards.
They sent the man in motion. I think a couple of Tates Creek players went with that man in motion, thinking they were going to get it on the end around. So first down and 10 now for South Oldham after the 18-yard pickup. Miles out of the shotgun, snap to his chest. The lefty delivers, pass complete on the far side. That is Charlie Temple, 6'2 senior, getting right at the sticks for South Oldham. Out of bounds he goes at the 26-yard line, enough for a first down.
South Oldham off to the good start offensively. Tates Creek got the 3 points on the field goal by Hitchcock to lead it 3-0, but they had a chance. They were knocking within the 15 or so yard line to get that 7, and they didn't do it.
So far it's been a little bit interesting, and Tates Creek was more methodical, move it, get 3 or 4 yards. South Oldham really picking up the good chunk of yards, 6, 7, 8 yards at a time. Now Miles will go back under center. Coming off a 42-13 win against Eastern. Run will go up the middle, now angling to the left-hand side. Try to get inside the red zone. Ball will be marked down right around the 20-yard line.
Cole Greenwell, the ball carrier there, and Greenwell had 13 carries for 60 yards in his first game of the season. Followed that up with 3 carries for 19, so he can carry the rock a little bit.
This is a South Oldham team that averages almost 200 yards on the ground this year. Just shy of it, 197 per game. That'll win you some ball games. Ball is at the 21-yard line. Miles backs up and will go out of the shotgun. Flanked to his left this time is Greenwell. 3 receivers set to the near side. Handoff up the middle. Inside the red zone. On the handoff to Greenwell. Pickup of a couple there.
Interesting that they're running right up the middle out of those formations, but you know you can't, when you got 3 wide right, you've got to get defenders over there ready to cover the pass, and then it leaves it up to the middle of that defensive line to make the stop.
This is a South Oldham offense that picked up 444 yards of total offense last week, and they were about as close to a 50-50 split as you can be between the pass and the rush. 221 through the air, 223 on the ground.
And now they got a 3rd and 1 from the 17.
Goes on the ground. Greenwell fighting, and I believe he got it. Forward momentum may have got him the first down there.
We'll see where they do the mark. It looks like the spot will give him the first down. They haven't flipped it yet.
They're going to say he's short.
They will.
Oh, there we go.
Now they
Just
will.
a little delayed.
Moving those sticks, and 1st and 10 now for South Oldham at the Tates Creek 15-yard line. And Commodores with that 3-0 lead, but let's see if they can stiffen that defense right now inside the red zone for South Oldham.
South Oldham got off to such a hot start last year. They started 6-1, but a sour finish, winning just one of their final 4 games. Imagine they were a bunch of motivated Dragons for 2025. A little old school football here. Handoff goes to Greenwell on the fake, and it's actually Miles keeping it, and he'll get a couple down inside the 15, down at the 12.
I think this Adrian Miles, not only can he pass the ball and run the ball, but he's pretty good faking. He's also a left-hander, and there's a guy that still's on television now and again. You might have heard of him, Boomer Esiason, and he was known as one of the great fakers of the game as a quarterback, and really an artist at that. And this looks like this kid has some of that same making.
4-yard pickup for Miles on the ground, averaging 44 yards rushing so far in the first 2. This is the definition of old school football. You don't see the I formation not too often, and Tates Creek meets them with a brick wall that time right at the line of scrimmage.
I think South Oldham felt, well, we've been running the ball well, we can do it, and they went up the middle, but now what they've set up is a 3rd and 5. They're at the Tates Creek 12-yard line, and if they want to get into the end zone, they've got to either make a first down here or go for it on 4th down, but they're in good shape for the field goal, but big defensive play coming up for the Commodores.
Tates Creek converted on a couple of 3rd down conversions. Now South Oldham trying to do likewise here. They will send Dada out to the far side. 3 receivers. 3rd and medium. Toss, left-hand side. It goes to Anthony Dixon, their leading rusher. Will get the first down. Nice little sweet toss. It was 3rd and medium, and knew where the sticks were and got it.
And isn't that such an important thing to know where the sticks are? It's kind of like in baseball, if you're playing shortstop and you know it's 2 outs and there's you got to know the game situation. He did. He knew where the sticks were and he got there and beyond.
It's 3rd and 5. He picked up 8. Now at the 5.
1st and goal.
If you're just joining us, the 35-yard field goal by Blake Hitchcock, the lone points of the game so far. In a fast-moving first quarter. This is the first drive for South Oldham. Will it result in a touchdown? Miles, the keeper, gets inside the 5, down at the 3. 2-yard pickup.
Nice tackle on the play by Tates Creek's Deontay Moses, 6'4", 260. He's a junior. Certainly has the size in terms of the physical size to perhaps play football at the next level, but he'll have another year or so to refine his game and hopefully get a chance to play some college ball.
Under a minute now remaining in the first quarter. South Oldham looking to go to 3-0 on the season. Here's a handoff and running room for Dixon, and it's a touchdown untouched to the end zone for Anthony Dixon.
3 yards, and there was nothing between him and the sports turf or field turf, the artificial turf that they play on. That, you know, it can fool you. It looks like a nicely cut lawn, but I wish my lawn care was that easy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was pretty easy touchdown.
Pay the big bucks to have that, and got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, especially on that right side. They opened up a big hole for Anthony Dixon. Funes will attempt the extra point. And it is up, and it is good. South Oldham gets 7 on the board with 26 seconds to play. We'll take a break and come back on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
For your surprisingly great rates, Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
3-yard touchdown run by Anthony Dixon. First touchdown of the night. 7-3 South Oldham. The ensuing kickoff goes out of bounds. That'll set up Tates Creek with another really nice opening possession there to have good field possession here.
Indeed, it's the kind of special teams play. You alluded to it, Wes, that you don't want to give up cheap yards on special teams. And so far, the kickoff game for both teams has not exactly been awe-inspiring.
Yeah, nobody has started on the other side of the 35 so far.
1st and 10 at the 35 by rule. Tates Creek Commodores with the ball. Breeze picking up a little bit. Very pleasant evening, as you alluded to earlier. But let's hope Mother Nature treats us well until later on this evening.
Yeah, if it comes later, we'll live with that. But another great field position start on their second drive. We are almost at the end of the first quarter, and this is just the second drive for Tates Creek. Both teams opening drives, taking up a lot of time. Evans will go over beside his quarterback, Burnside. Pistol look for the Commodores. Man in motion. They will try that little screen out. Pass complete along the near side and running room. Hammered down at the 45-yard line. That's a couple of times they've sent that guy in motion and just kind of passed it to him real quick, kind of almost resembling that Utah pass. Tristan Taylor making that catch.
Well, Tristan Taylor, wide receiver, did a fabulous job after he caught the ball. And that is the kind of thing that they need, yards after catch, or yards also for running backs, yards after contact. He got out to the 46, so they picked up 11, 1st and 10.
And that'll send us to the end of the first quarter. 7-3 South Oldham leading over Tates Creek. We will have the second quarter next when we come back on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome back to Roy Walton Stadium here in Lexington. The Commodores have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Alongside Carl Nathy, I'm Wes Chandler. Glad to have you along with us here on Glycod. Taylor will go in motion. They'll fire it out to the far side. Caught by Cooper, and he will tiptoe the sideline, be right at the sticks. I think he got enough for the first down. No, marking just a little bit shy of the sticks.
Luke Cooper, of course, part of the twin tandem here for Tates Creek. Luke is a wide receiver, JT a tight end, and they are a threat. Either one of them or both can't get the – you can only get the ball to them one at a time, but really a good tandem for the Tates Creek offense.
Luke Cooper only had one catch last week in the loss to Ashland Blazer. Already off to a good first half here tonight after that 9-yard pickup. 2nd down and 1 for the Commodores. Burnside, 3-step drop, time in the pocket, fires a missile and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Marcus Hale.
That was a little bit low, but it was catchable. But, boy, he had a lot of zip on that ball, and I think if it was a little higher, it would have been a little easier for Marcus Hale to pull that one in. But as it is, it's 3rd and very short, 3rd and less than a yard.
Burnside, when he throws, he kind of has a sidearm kind of 3-quarter delivery. Try to get some speed off of that with that low arm angle. 3rd and 1, big third down here for TC. Go on the ground, met right at the sticks, but I believe he has enough for the first down.
Let's look at the mark. It's very close.
It was Evans on the carry. Good spot there, and looks like from our vantage point enough for a first down.
Yep, he got it.
B.J. Evans had those 58 yards on the ground on 14 carries last week. Mentioned his talent in our open. He's got 2 offers to play in college already. Probably will have more as the season progresses. He got an offer from EKU and Miami of Ohio.
EKU, your alma mater, and, of course, a great football tradition. The late, great Roy Kidd. A couple of national championship appearances with the Colonels.
First down for the Commodores here in their home maroon uniform tops. Taylor on the end around, trying to dance. We got a flag coming down. That's probably going to come back. Down
Nice
he goes
gain.
at the 35-yard line. A really nice tackle there.
One of the blockers out front for Tates Creek in the open field used his hands a little bit, and the ref was right there, so I think it is coming back.
A lot of east-west running on that, and anytime you do a lot of east-west, those offensive linemen, it has a little bit more time for them to grab the jersey. Holding on Tates Creek. So that will back them up inside their own territory now at the 46-yard line.
It's going to set up a 1st and about 20 for the Commodores.
Yeah, behind the sticks, something you don't want for fourth-year head coach Jonathan Hawks. He's 20-16 at Tates Creek. He was an assistant at Tates Creek for a decade in the last decade, 2011 to 2021. Also coached high school in Georgia.
Played some football himself, too, even for the old Lexington Horsemen indoor team.
Yeah, he did. Had a couple of years there. Burnside will get inside. We're only marking down at the 50. Right at midfield for Burnside. Nice little positive pickup there. Get some. Make second and third down a little bit more manageable.
Well, they got the second down now, 2nd and 16, right at the 50, right at midfield. Interesting call coming up here for Tates Creek. They trail it 7-3. They got on the board first. As Wes mentioned, a 35-yard field goal by Tates Creek's Blake Hitchcock, but then the touchdown coming back for South Oldham to take the lead. Now go back to Wes for the call.
See what they do here. 2nd down and 16 after the 4-yard pickup. Burnside with time to throw. Lobs it into the air. He's got Cooper, but too much. Just about 1.5 yards out in front of Luke Cooper. He was wide open.
He was wide open, and it was a good pass. It was just, like you said, a little too far. He put some air under it, and I thought for the moment that he might be able to get there. Cooper just couldn't quite get his outstretched fingertips on the ball, just eluded him. Very nice throw, though, that time by the quarterback.
And that was the type of throw that Jonathan Hawks told me earlier in the week that Burnside has shied away from in the past because he wants to be a perfectionist. He doesn't want to take a chance at throwing something over the middle and getting it deflected or picked off. So I think, you wanted to see him connect with Cooper there, but I think you're seeing a good sign in the confidence of Burnside to make that throw. Now he'll go back on 3rd and 16, over the middle again, and this time it's over the head of J.T. Cooper.
And there was pretty good coverage there as well by South Oldham. He had a chance and a potential angle. The ball was a little bit high, but that secondary for the Dragons doing a good job in the coverage. And now it's going to be 4th and 16 at the 50.
Yeah, there were a lot of white jerseys there in on J.T. Cooper that time going over the middle. So Tates Creek will punt it away. It'll be Luke Cooper to do the honors. Anthony Dixon for South Oldham back deep. Cooper, a very high punt. Very good distance as well. Fair catch called for at the 9-yard line. A 41-yard punt by Luke Cooper. And the Commodores will give it over to South Oldham now. And we'll take a break here before South Oldham gets it. 9:36 to play, 7-3 South Oldham.
Listen up. In a world over.
Dragons get the ball inside the 10-yard line now. Dragons get the ball inside the 10-yard line now, and they will go on the ground first carry, lowering the shoulder, and a nice run that time along the near side for South Oldham. That ground and pound offense really working well so far for South Oldham. That time it was Jules Davila.
And Davila, as we said, has a nice running style. He's not a small guy. He lists him at 5'11", 190. Looks taller than 5'11", but maybe I'm just shrinking in my old age.
Nine-yard pickup for Davila that time. Bring up 2nd down and 1 for South Oldham. Already 4 first downs for the Dragons. They lead at 7-3. Under center, Miles. Flushed. Now dances around 2 Commodores, and he's got running room. He'll have the first down. What a move by Miles. He was dead in the rights in the backfield, but he gets the first down.
We said one of the keys to the game for Tates Creek was to be able to control the dual threat quarterback. This guy can do it. Adrian Miles, 6'2", 170-pound junior, and he's got a great passing game so far. And that one, the receivers were covered. He tucks it down, makes a cutback, turns himself into a dangerous running back. And as you said, a very nice gain out to the 31, 1st and 10 for South Oldham.
Should have been a loss on the play, but it goes as a 13-yard pickup. On first down now here at the 30. They'll have twin receivers to each side and a flag thrown.
Looks like perhaps delay of game.
Yep, you're correct, Carl. So the play clock expired on South Oldham. First penalty of the night for the Dragons. Kane Sam, the head coach for South Oldham in his 3rd year, 14-9. Really been impressed. He's been impressed by his offensive line. It's a young offensive line, but he said that they have made tremendous strides, and you have that good, solid running game behind it. Again, need to have a good line. Jules Davila back on the ground.
And the primary tackle, Devon Flowers for Tates Creek, he would not yield on that one. He had a couple of teammates helping him, but he stiffened, and ball comes out to the 31-yard line, but that's really no gain. Oh, excuse me, that's right. We had the penalties.
They were behind the sticks.
Yeah, right. Bad on me. That was a 4-yard gain, I guess. Okay.
But if you love old school football, this has been the first half for you so far. A lot of rushing attacks. We'll have another one here. Miles keeps it, gets a couple to the 35.
Again, he's not afraid to tuck it and run. One thing that was interesting on that pass play earlier when he tucked it, he was rolling to his right, which for a left-handed quarterback, it's not always the easiest to throw from. Receivers are covered. He tucked it, cut back. Now we've got a timeout on the field.
Timeout for South Oldham as the Dragons will call a timeout. See a lot of running attacks here so far, and you're seeing it from different people. It really talks about the depth for South Oldham. Miles, of course, the keeper. Dixon as well. We're going to take a break here with 6:47 to play in the first half. 7-3 Dragons over Tates Creek.
But Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt affordable. Flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Third down, big third down here for South Oldham. 3rd down and 6 from the 35. Miles up the middle, will not get the first down. And he will be just shy of the sticks. Pickup of 5 for Miles.
Flowers and his teammates, again, doing a good job stuffing him. This is an interesting call here. They're at the 40, 4th and 1.
I think you got to go for it here.
I suppose a conservative playbook would be to punt it away, but let's see what happens. They might very well just try and draw them off sides. Got to be disciplined if you're Tates Creek right here.
4th and 1. Miles goes under center. They will keep it. Miles lunges forward and gets the first down.
Quarterback sneak. Nothing fancy. Gets a couple of yards, maybe 2.5. They'll mark it at the 43, so 1st and 10. Nice job by Adrian Miles.
Another nice job by that offensive line. I was talking about it earlier. Kane Sams told me, he said, about a month and a half ago, this line couldn't block anyone. Now it is an improving group week by week.
Very impressive thus far.
Midway through the second quarter now. Another running attack. This time it'll be Greenwell. So Greenwell's got a couple of touches. Davila, Dixon, and that South Oldham running back law firm has picked up a lot of yardage.
And Cole Greenwell at 5'7", 185. He's a solid, close to the ground runner. He's got some power in those legs.
Pickup of 7 for Greenwell. Averaging 30 yards per game through the first 2. Second down and 3. Under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Ball at midfield. Miles fakes, throws. Pass is caught. And running room and the pass completion. It will be a touchdown for South Oldham. Kalade Dada.
And I'll tell you what, that was not bad defense by Tates Creek. He did get a step on his coverage, but his concentration was super. That ball looked maybe to be screened or possibly tipped. But anyway, it goes in, and now they're going to go for the extra point.
Dada got around his man. A 50-yard touchdown pass from Adrian Miles to Dada. The first catch of the year for Dada, and it goes for 50. Point after is up, and it is good. So South Oldham, with a 50-yard touchdown pass, extends their lead. It's now 14-3. We'll take a break here on Glycod.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
14-3. South Oldham on top. Take a look at this play right here on the 50-yard touchdown. It was in the air a long time, but enough for Dada to kind of make an acrobatic catch. It wasn't a ball that was leading him on target. Kind of had to stop, but enough room for Dada to make the catch and able to create some separation and go into the end zone.
And he did the rest. Yards after catch, we mentioned that earlier. It's a big factor for receivers. Can you catch the ball and do something with it after you have it in your possession?
For Miles, that is his 5th touchdown through the air this season. Another short kick here, taken on a bounce by Tates Creek's Taylor. Taylor dancing his way up to the 30 and just past it at the 31.
Tristan Taylor for the Commodores, and all of a sudden, Big Mo very much on South Oldham's side. Tates Creek took the opening drive and went down, got a 3-point score. Blake Hitchcock's 35-yard field goal to do that. However, they failed to get it in for the 7. And then South Oldham now has had 2 touchdown drives to lead 14-3, 4:37 to go, second quarter.
Ball spotted at the 32 officially now. Tates Creek will go back on offense. They were able to move the ball down the field on their first drive. Unfortunately, in drive number 2, had to punt it away. See what drive number 3 has in store. Burnside will go out of the shotgun. Handoff Evans up the middle, dancing around for pickup of 5 and make it a 4-yard pickup for Evans. Tonight's broadcast would not be possible without the support of our corporate partners. Please let them know how much you appreciate their commitment to providing free-to-watch high school athletics programming on Glycod. Bring up 2nd down and 7. Burnside throws, pass complete. Taylor, first down. Inside South Oldham territory goes Taylor, hammered down on the sideline. They go with Taylor once again. He makes a nice catch. Tristan Taylor.
Beautiful move after the catch, too, to elude the tackler and get another 5 to 7 yards on the play. Now, 1st and 10 for Tates Creek at the South Oldham 43. So that officially was a 22-yard pickup from his own 35 down to the 43 of South Oldham.
Taylor coming into this game actually leading TC in receptions with 12 on the year. They've only had 3 different guys catch passes this year. It's the Cooper brothers and then Taylor. On the end around, it will be a running attempt. This time it's a new back into the fold for Tates Creek. That's Caleb Murphy. Water bugging his way down.
Beautiful job. Another first down. We've got an injured player for South Oldham. We'll spot that. Just wanted to say a beautiful job by Caleb Murphy as he got the chance to run there, and he's filling in one of their top players for Tates Creek, Tate Allen. Was injured in last week's ball game. He had, speaking of the injury, as the injured player gets up now for South Oldham, number 41. That is Nate McLeese, 6'2", 210-pound senior. He's getting up on his own, but limping slightly. Let's hope he can. Training staff comes out there.
Good.
UK Healthcare Sports Medicine, by the way, their athletic trainers there also get their field experience, their clinical experience, if you will, out in the field, helping out with high school athletics around Central Kentucky.
It's good to see McLeese able to put some weight on it as he'll go over to the sideline. But you were mentioning that injury to Allen. Allen transferring in this year from Douglas, one of the powerhouses here in Lexington, really kind of added another dimension to this running back room, and that's a big blow for them offensively.
Now after that 11-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 32.
Burnside now has to step up in the pocket. Wants a block. Gets it. Nice block there by Evans. And Burnside will pick up positive real estate over out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Anthony Dixon, who was a wide receiver for South Oldham on offense, plays defensive back. Forced him out, but nice gain down to the 27-yard line. So give him 5. Nice drive going for the Tates Creek Commodores right here.
You can really see the potential there for Burnside. As he gets more experience, he could really be a huge asset for the Commodores. High snap that time, handoff to Evans, spinning his way inside the 25-yard line, right close to the sticks. Sam Dawson there, the Louisville commit, making the tackle.
They're going to say, Big Sam, hard to miss him. 6'4", 290 pounds, and he's still in high school.
Once he gets up to Louisville, get a few more burgers and some weight room experience, he will be a load. He was actually at the Louisville opening week game against EKU on Saturday. Here's Burnside. He'll get the snap. Handoff Evans. That'll be enough for a first down inside the red zone for Tates Creek.
Center and left side of that Tates Creek offensive line opened a nice hole for him to move through. Credit that one to the nice run, but nice blocking. And any any good running back or quarterback will tell you, well, in the pros, they take them out on Thursday night. They take out the backfield for dinner if they're smart quarterbacks. Right?
Yeah, right.
Friday night before the game, whatever.
Well, nowadays we're playing football every game,
Yeah,
every
right.
day of the week. So
Get confused.
Just pick your day. But Jonathan Hawks, in addition to his football duties, he's also a track coach. So he puts a lot of emphasis on team speed. You're seeing speed on display here. Pass caught by J.T. Cooper, needing a block. Gets it. Evans with another block, and it'll go for a touchdown. 2 big blocks there by J.T. Cooper, leading to the touchdown.
I'm telling you what, but he did a good job of setting up those blocks, pointing with his other arm, and also then waiting before he made the cut and went down the sideline the last 10 yards or so untouched. Beautiful score and an important one for the Commodores. 1:59 to go in the half, and they're back in it.
That pulls them right back in this game. Hitchcock on for the point after. The hold will be by Ace Davis, the backup quarterback. Hitchcock's extra point is good. And with 1:59 to play, game on here in the first half as Tates Creek gets a 19-yard touchdown catch by J.T. Cooper. And that pulls the Commodores within 4. We'll come back and have the final 2 minutes right here on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people. But Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt affordable. Flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Tates Creek pulling back in this with a 19-yard touchdown by J.T. Cooper, as Cooper records his 5th touchdown of the year here in 2025. Now 5 of the 7 touchdown passes thrown this year by a Tates Creek quarterback going to J.T. Cooper.
Short kickoff and fielded by one of the upmen for South Oldham. That looks like Jake Elder that made the reception there, but for some reason, Tates Creek electing to kick the short. It was almost like a halfway between an onside kick and a pooch kick. I don't know what you'd do it, but hey, not bad for South Oldham. 1st and 10 on their 39.
Another great field position for South Oldham, but they do have 1:56 to get something working here. 3 receivers to the far side. Ball at the left hash on the 38-yard line. I think the 39. Fake the hand off to Greenwell. The lefty Miles delivers. Pass complete to Dada.
Good coverage by Tates Creek, but Adrian Smith brought him down, but not before the pass was complete. That was a nice little fake by the quarterback to set that up. Gain out to the 46, so 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup there on the pass completion to Kalade Dada. Bring up 2nd down and 3 here. Clock rolling with 1:20. Miles, the lefty, flushed out. Pass caught. Nice acrobatic catch by Davila. He'll get inside Tates Creek territory. Down he goes at the 42-yard line. Had to stop, adjust, and lay out and make the catch.
Most important thing is catch the ball. In that case, we talked about yards after catch, and the most important thing on that was make the catch. You've already got the 1st down. Just make sure you secure the ball, and he did so.
Now the clock becomes a little bit of a factor here as we're closing in on a minute. Miles gets the shotgun snap, fakes, throws, pass far side, almost intercepted. About another half second, and it would have been going the other way, but it was caught over on the far side by Charlie Temple.
Nazir Sanford was almost salivating for that interception. Didn't get there quite in time.
38 seconds, and we will have a timeout on the field. South Oldham calling the timeout. It's almost like you see it in basketball. come meet the pass. Temple did not come to meet the pass. It didn't harm them in any way, but about another half second, it would have been going the other way. A lot of running room over on the far side.
While we've got just a minute, Wes, I wanted to mention that one of the things here in high school football in Central Kentucky and across the state, actually really across the high school football nation, but in Kentucky, points of emphasis. They want to make sure everybody is strapped in right. They're paying attention to the chin straps, the mouth guards, and so forth. They're putting an emphasis on sportsmanship and also, very important for the safety of the game, trying to keep targeting out of it if there's a defenseless player. But we've had a fairly clean game thus far. A couple of little miscues, but nobody's gotten their nose out of joint too much so far.
Hopefully that continues. We'll have a measurement here and be just a little bit shy of the first down. 36 seconds.
And South Oldham has just the one timeout left. They've got the 36.4 seconds to go. This will be an important play right here, second and short.
Kind of limits your play call ability to some degree. It'll be less than a yard to gain before we get to the first down. They will say it'll be 4th down and 1. Or no, 2nd down and 1. 41 seconds is what they will put on the clock, so they add 5 additional seconds. Maybe gives South Oldham a time for another play. Dixon goes in motion. Miles, 3-step drop, pass, thrown, tipped, and incomplete.
That one just a little bit too high. Almost a wonderful reception by the intended receiver, Dada. And it'll go incomplete. Now they've got to make that decision because the safe thing is to run the ball, but then you got to burn your final timeout to stop the clock.
So we'll see what Kane Sams goes with here. Interesting, Kane Sams, that name sounds familiar. Follow Tates Creek. Kane Sams was an assistant here at Tates Creek for a couple of years under Mike Harmon. Now over on the opposing sideline, 36.5 seconds remaining. Miles rolling out, firing, pass, tiptoe, and did he have possession? Yes, he did.
Wow, that was a pro-type move, tiptoeing and keeping those 2 feet in bounds. He got 2 feet in bounds, I think. You only need 1 in high school and college, but it was almost like a pro football receiver on that reception.
Take another look at this right here, able to tiptoe the sideline. Charlie Temple, number 11, for a pickup of 11.
1st and 10 for South Oldham at the Tates Creek 19.
More importantly, it stops the clock and you keep that time out. Miles lobs one to the end zone and incomplete. Flag comes out. Rikus Greer in coverage for Tates Creek.
And the preliminary indication is against the Commodores.
Greer had a nice pass breakup earlier in this drive. May get called for the pass interference here.
I believe in this case it would be half the distance to the goal with the automatic first down.
So as we get word on the penalty.
Of course, in the NFL, that would be a end zone foul, and they'd have it at the 1 yard line, but that's not the case in high school ball as they march it off.
So 24 seconds now.
Well, they're putting around the chains down, so it's 1st and goal now. After that, 1st and goal just outside the 9 yard line.
And a little bit of confusion here. We need the chains now.
We need the chains.
It must be at the 10.5 yard line.
Yeah, I'm a little confused because we've got the soccer markings out there. They're in yellow though, and it seems like it's
seems like it's at the 10, maybe even inside it. based on this near side side judge.
I think it's first and goal. I think they just want to keep the chain gang alive there.
So we're at the 10. Miles fumbles it and has to throw it past complete. Greenwell tucking inside, tumbling, and down at the 1 yard line. Clock running. Do you use your timeout here? Yes, you do.
Well,
no, they keep it running. Here will be a first and goal and the spike thrown.
So it's going to bring up not second but third down on this play. But that was a marvelous job by Adrian Miles, who bobbled the ball, had enough composure to get possession back and flip it to Cole Greenwell, who picked up several yards down inside the 5 yard line to about the 2. So it'll be, now he ran a play and then they spiked the ball. It should be third down. They had a running play and then spiked it. It should be third down on the clock. They're only showing second down. Hopefully somebody realizes that.
Ball at the 2. Rush for Greenwell, and he's in.
Not going to make
it
any
doesn't
difference.
matter.
That's right. That takes care of that.
Touchdown for Cole Greenwell. And South Oldham with a big-time answer as they take up their 2-minute offense and convert it into 6.
20-10 now. That's a huge score with 6.3 seconds to go here in the first half. Jair Funes to try the point after.
Make it back an 11-point game. Line drive kick is good. So South Oldham, their offense averaging 34 points per game. Already up to the first half challenge. They've got 21 on the road here in Lexington, trying to go to 3-0 here in 2025. And they have really played to their strengths, Carl. We've seen a lot of rushing attempts in this game. And I got to give a lot of credit to Miles. When he's needed to pass, he's connected on his receivers.
I'm impressed with Adrian Miles, the way he can ball fake, the way he can run himself, and the way he can pass it. He's kind of the complete quarterback. I don't want to overpraise him, but he's a 6'2", 270-pound junior, and it would seem he's got a bright future, not only with South Oldham, but perhaps beyond that. A talented ball player, and also can, just from a smarts aspect, he seems to have that composure. He doesn't get rattled. He's had a couple of plays where something hasn't clicked quite right, but he's made something out of it.
That drive going 1:53. Second touchdown of the year for Cole Greenwell. Funes will kick it. Probably not deep, but maybe and it'll go out of bounds.
That was almost like they wanted to guarantee there wouldn't be a return. They took the flag. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 35 for Tates Creek. They've only got 6.3 seconds. So now, decision time. If you're Tates Creek, do you try to do something great and long pass, but then you could get intercepted and run back? I'm betting that they're just going to take a knee and get the first half over with.
Yeah, ball be at the 35, so you'd have 65 yards to go in just 6 seconds. I would say it might be a take a knee or just hand off, see what happens here.
You got to keep in mind that there's another half of football to play, and Tates Creek at least offensively has had some success. Let's see, they're in the shotgun.
If you're going to pass it, make sure you run out every second there is. It'll be a little screen. Pass complete to Taylor. He will have the first down, and clock will expire, get up to midfield, and that will be the end of the first half. A lot of action offensively in this one. South Oldham leads Tates Creek 21-10. When we come back, we will have our halftime coverage for you. Alongside Carl Nathy, I'm Wes Chandler right here on Glycod.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
You're struggling with something in school. Sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Man O' War Harley-Davidson, your 100% Kentucky-owned and operated Harley-Davidson motorcycle dealership at 2073 Bryant Road in Lexington.
Welcome back here to Lexington, Kentucky, in the heart of the Commonwealth. We're at halftime at Tates Creek High School. Alongside Carl Nathy, I'm Wes Chandler. And Carl, we've seen the offense kind of play to each other's strengths, and it was a lot of rushing attacks here in the first half. And for South Oldham, they used 3 or 4 different guys. For Tates Creek, a lot of the Cooper brothers and Evans getting involved as well. What were your first half intakes?
Well, I'm very impressed with South Oldham. Their offensive line, which, according to their coach, in training camp and preseason, didn't look like much at all. They've gelled. They're doing a good job. And as far as the offense is concerned, they've capitalized when they've gotten the opportunity. Field position has been pretty good for both teams. For some reason, the kickoffs haven't been very deep either way, and a couple of them have been out of bounds. But in terms of the offensive execution, Adrian Miles, their quarterback's been impressive. Anthony Dixon, a wide receiver. Cole Greenwell looks good out there. And then defensively, they've done a good job against Tates Creek for the most part. They stiffened a little bit on that first Tates Creek drive, and Tates Creek only was able to come away with a 35-yard field goal by their kicker, Blake Hitchcock. They would have liked to get 7 when they were in the red zone, but that second touchdown was impressive by Tates Creek. Got them back in the ballgame 14-10, but then giving up that last score with just seconds remaining in the first half, 6.5 seconds, something like that. That really hurts you. That's the difference between a 4-point game and an 11-point differential here at the intermission.
And I've been impressed with both quarterbacks, too, in the first half. For Tates Creek, Darnell Burnside, Adrian Miles for South Oldham. Both of those are making the plays when they need them to.
Yes, and I think that Burnside, as you said, as this season goes on, I think he's got the chance to develop into a great player. I mean, he's not a youngster. He's a senior, what I have on my roster. But, again, he's into the role where it's his job now. He can throw the long ball. He's just been a little bit off. One time he had enough air under it, but just overthrew it. The other time maybe could have had a little bit more air under it. But his receivers can get some space. I mean, you talk about Luke Cooper and J.T. Cooper, number 3, Luke Cooper, and J.T. Cooper, his twin brother. They'll get open, and we'll look for them in the second half. Now, one thing that's important, with that last touchdown, 21-10 favors South Oldham. They're an 11-point lead, plus they deferred. They won the toss and deferred, so the second half kick will come from Tates Creek to South Oldham. And if South Oldham is able to put a drive together early in that third quarter, it could be a tough time for Tates Creek to come back.
Yeah, you're correct on that, Carl. And to kind of touch on your point about Burnside, he is a senior, but this is only his 12th game. He had to wait his turn for a couple of years, so while he is a senior, game experience-wise, he may not be fully developed into what the potential is, and I think as the season goes along, you're going to see a much different version of Burnside.
And I was involved with the Lafayette football as a public address announcer for a number of years, and included the time when his dad, Darnell Burnside, was at Lafayette. And I'm telling you, Darnell Burnside, the father and namesake of this Darnell Burnside, was one heck of a running back and kind of a punishing sort of running back. I mean, if you brought him down, you were a heck of a tackler, but you paid a little price. You were a little more sore.
It would be a sore getting out of the bed. You were telling me that story before we went on. Really fascinating. Well, first half in the books now. We're at halftime. When we come back, Carl and I will take a look at some first half stats when we return on Glycod.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Suntime Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Suntime Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
We're here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Proudly based in Jessamine County, R.J. Corman Railroad Group has been serving North America's railroad industry since 1973. Find out more by visiting rjcorman.com. For high-quality railroad service, it's R.J. Corman.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. And by Carpenter's Local 1650. Build your winning career today.
Continuing on here at halftime, Carl Nathie alongside Wes Chandler. 21-10, South Oldham leading it over Tates Creek at the half. Take a look at some first half stats in this one. And there was a lot of action between two offenses here in the first half of play. You look at things for South Oldham, 9 first downs for the Dragons in the red zone a couple of times. Tates Creek was also in the red zone a couple of times in the first half. They managed 6 first downs in totality in the first half. And when you look individually, Carl, nothing is going to overwhelm you. Adrian Miles, 7 of 9 for 110 yards, including a touchdown on the ground. Miles also the leading rusher with 46 yards on 8 carries. Over on the other side, you have Burnside as 8 of 12, so both quarterbacks are efficient in the first half. Evans on the ground, 7 carries for 23 yards. A couple of receptions by JT and Luke Cooper, but Tristan Taylor leads them in receptions with 3 and in yards with 49. When you look at the stat sheet, what stands out most to you, Carl?
Well, I think Tates Creek is getting some great play from some people who are stepping up with the loss of Tate Allen to injury. But the one statistic, when you break it down, the one statistic that always counts is the scoreboard in points. And they've got 21 to the Dragons and 10 for the Commodores. But I wouldn't count the Commodores out just yet. I think they've got a little fire built under them, and I think in the second half they'll come out. I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen some little messing around with the kickoffs, like short kickoffs for either team, and I wonder if the second half, just to make sure South Oldham's paying attention, if Tates Creek might not try something. Did I say onside kick for the second half?
Yeah.
People probably think I'm crazy, but hey, when you're down 11 and the other team has scored right before the half, I don't know. If you're a gambler, you go for it. Now, the smart or the by-the-book football would be for Tates Creek to come out, try to get the defense to stop them, and then get on there. After all, it's a less than a two-touchdown game, 21-10. So by no means is it over. Mm-hmm. But I think the fact that Tates Creek is stepping up without the services of number 8, Allen, one of their key players who had a injury to his left leg, and he's out for this game at least, and probably for a couple more, it looks like. So we'll hope for Tates Creek in terms of them that he'll get healthy. But South Oldham is impressive. Looks like a well-coached team on either side. But South Oldham, I can't believe, but when you talked to the head coach this week, he said, if you've seen our offensive line a few weeks back, it was nothing. And it's almost like the Big Blue of Kentucky, which at least by the early returns, maybe the Big Blue Wall is back for the offensive line. Maybe that's the case for, I guess they call it what do they call the Dragon line? I don't know, but anyway.
Maybe you can think of something clever here.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not quite as clever as our producer, Scott Moore, but South Oldham so far has the upper hand. Tates Creek wants to slay the Dragon. Well, they got a ways to go in the second half.
And if there's anybody that knows anything about line play, it is Kane Sams. He was a former lineman himself at Pineville High School, graduated there in 2007, played a couple of years at then named Union College in Barberville, so he was able to play in college a little bit as well. When we come back, we will bring you a scoring summary and get the second half started when we return on Glycod.
Big fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Start the season with a win with savings on an incredible lineup of hot new Kias. Like 2025 Kia Sorento, just $269 a month, or buy for 0% financing. Or drive home a new 2025 Kia Seltos, just $209 a month. And win big on hot new 2025 Kia K4. Yours for just $169 a month. $169 a month.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. Sometimes when you have a roof leak, you just need a repair. At HKC Roofing, we're experts at finding and fixing leaks. For a free estimate, contact us at roofyourhouse.com.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.semin.com. Semin & Realtors, always one step ahead. This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by German American Bank, building our community since 1910. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Kinzer & Kinzer, delivering clean, comfortable air. And by the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm.
Week 3 of the high school football season here inside the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Alongside Carl Nathy, I'm Wes Chandler. We're at halftime getting you set for the start of the third quarter here in just a couple of moments. As we join you, take a look at some scores along the bottom part of your screen. Tonight's scoreboard is presented by Don Franklin Auto, driven by family. Here at Roy Walton Stadium, the score is South Oldham 21, Tates Creek 10. And tell you now the scoring summary of how we got to this 21-10 score. Tates Creek got on the board first with 7:11 to play in the first frame. A 35-yard field goal by Blake Hitchcock put the Commodores on the board first, 3-0 on a drive that lasted 4 minutes and 49 seconds. South Oldham got their first possession, took it all the way to the length of the field as well. It was a 3-yard touchdown run by Anthony Dixon that catapulted South Oldham to the front of the scoreboard. Extra point by Funes was good, 7-3. Right toward the end of the first quarter, Dragons over top of the Commodores. We would open play in the second quarter with a 50-yard touchdown pass from Adrian Miles to Kolade Dada. The extra point good, making it 14-3. South Oldham on top of Tates Creek. Then the Commodores would answer, get a 19-yard touchdown catch, had a couple of good blocks in front of him. J.T. Cooper taking it in for his 4th touchdown of the year. The extra point by Hitchcock made it 14-10. Then South Oldham would get the ball back with 1:59 remaining in the second quarter. They would run almost every second of that 2-minute offense, and it ended with a 2-yard touchdown run by Cole Greenwell. The extra point was good, and with 6 seconds left to play, 21-10 South Oldham. That is where we stand now. Carl, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, I'm looking for Tates Creek to continue to try to balance their running and their passing. They don't have to do anything spectacular offensively. They've got enough offense if they can get a couple of scores, but defensively, how do you slow down Adrian Miles, the double threat, maybe triple threat quarterback for the Dragons? He's been very impressive. Left-handed quarterback, has a lot of poise out there. If the Tates Creek defense, if they do in fact kick off to South Oldham in a conventional way this time, Tates Creek just psychologically, I think, needs to get the stop, get the ball back. If they get a 3-and-out, that really gives them some energy. But we'll see. They got to keep these other guys off the scoreboard, and it's a big challenge for the Commodores.
That scoring summary I gave you moments ago brought to you by Carpenters Local 1650. Build your winning career today. Visit carpenters.com for more information. And talking about Adrian Miles, Carl, he accounts for 156 of the 205 yards of total offense that the Dragons have.
It's pretty important. That's all except, 49 yards. So out of more than 200, that's an impressive young man.
About ready to get the third quarter underway. If you're just joining us, maybe you're a little late to the party, thought the game started at 7:30. It was announced yesterday that this game would be moved up an hour because of severe weather. So if you are just tuning us in, I invite you to sit back and watch the second half with us. Glad to have you along here on Glycod. Carl Nathy, Wes Chandler, producer Scott Moore. Tates Creek will kick it off and be fielded by Greenwell. And weaving his way through. Another great start for the Dragons. This may be more. Flag flies. Greenwell inside the 40 of Tates Creek. And he will be brought down right there.
Bryson Beatty made a key play for Tates Creek. We'll have to await what the flag was. But if he'd gotten by Bryson Beatty, he had about 35 yards, if nothing but green turf and the end zone. Nice there, number 15 making the play. Let's see what the flag is.
Initial indication, South Oldham walking backwards, so that may negate that big return. Seen a couple of just bold, interesting special teams plays. Not a lot of distance on those kickoffs.
I'm not quite sure why they're kicking it kind of in that in-between range. Not kicking it deep. Okay, you don't want to give them the deep ball. But one thing that I've seen through the years is if you want them to scramble for it, you put the ball kind of on its side and hit it so it just kind of scatters down the field. Maybe they get it at the 25 or 30, but they don't have much time to run it back. But that one gave them an opportunity to set up some blocks.
Miles will pitch it over to Davila, trying to get around the edge. After that penalty, it brings it back into their own territory. So a moderate pickup there for Davila. You know, it's interesting. Davila only had 4 carries through the first 2 games. Already, that is his 4th carry tonight. So seeing a more elevated role. Jules Davila. Pickup of 3, second down and 7. Sweep to the other side. Nice cut up field and brought down at the 46-yard line. They tried the sweep to the other side. It worked. Anthony Dixon getting that toss.
Very nice play by the offense. They just stopped shy. It's 3rd and inches. 3rd and less than 1.
It's 3rd down.
See what South Oldham goes with here on 3rd and inches at the 46-yard line. Miles under center. High formation, handoff, fake to the fullback, pitch the option, first down and more. Inside Tates Creek territory goes Dixon, and that'll be a nice pickup there. They ran that RPO to perfection.
Indeed, the timing of that play was perfect. Quarterback keeps the ball just long enough. Think the defense may have to tackle him. Then he pitches it at the last second, and first down pickup for South Oldham. They're at the 43 of the Commodores.
Greenwell acting as a fullback that time. You may do it here again. So they have both Greenwell and Dixon in. Now Dixon will line up just on the other side of the line. And Tates Creek will call a timeout. Tates Creek timeout with 10:05 to play here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break with them. 21-10, South Oldham on top on Glycod.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back from the timeout, called by Jonathan Hawks, the head coach for Tates Creek. If you own a business and would like to find out more about corporate partnerships on Glycod and our free-to-watch high school athletics platform, please drop us a note at info@glycod.com.
Defense for Tates Creek really has to step up. If they get down on any more, they're down by 11, 21-10 here early 3rd quarter. This is a big drive now for South Oldham on offense, but even more important for the Tates Creek Commodore defense.
That's the 10th first down of the game so far for the Dragons. Handoff goes to Greenwell. He's just bullying over Commodores inside the 30. Look at that line push all the way down to the 29-yard line.
Greenwell just keeping those legs churning, and then he got an assist from his offensive line. I guess they call that some variation of the tush push. Frankly, if you ask me, I wish they'd get rid of that in football. It seems like it's rugby or something to me, but so far at all levels, high school, college, and pro, the NFL took a look at banning it, but they kept it in there. I guess the fans like it.
Offensive line of Sam Dawson, who's going both ways this year, playing offensive and defensive line. Jackson Lanham, Silas Kennedy, Nolan Jett, Matt Osborne. That offensive line doing a spectacular job pushing that line to gain. Miles to throw. Far side, man open, caught by Dixon. He is inside the 15, and out of bounds he goes right around the 10-yard line.
You alluded to the fact that Adrian Miles doesn't always throw the perfect ball, but his receiver that time, Anthony Dixon, was so wide open he could just wait on it, and Tates Creek finally forces him out of bounds. But this is serious business now. South Oldham 1st and 10 at the Tates Creek 13.
And those Dragon receivers, they're really getting past the Tates Creek secondary, that time beating Rikus Greer on a 17-yard pickup. Third trip inside the red zone for South Oldham tonight. High snap, fake the handoff. Miles keeps it. Inside the 10 he goes.
Ken, we talked about this left-handed quarterback, how good he is at ball faking. Not only can he run the ball, pass the ball, but he's very good with his hands. And almost every time that he does it, he looks like he's sticking it into the guy's midsection. He's going to carry the ball, but then he keeps it himself and goes.
He's been really good at that. A couple teams at the next level that could use a guy like that. You look at that and you think of Army, you think of Georgia Tech, you think of all those RPO teams. Miles under center, Greenwell behind him. Toss goes to Dixon. Dixon trying to separate his way forward, and he will get brought down inside the 5, slashing his way near a touchdown.
It was a nice tackle by Adrian Abbott Dixon. Otherwise, it could have been pay dirt. As it is, it's first down and goal to go. The ball looks to be at the 2-yard line.
Davila will check out along with Dixon. Greenwell in at the moment, along with Kai Dickamore, sophomore, in for the first time. But it's Greenwell lined up behind Miles. Man in motion, goes to Greenwell, and he is in for a touchdown. Cole Greenwell, his second touchdown of the game, and South Oldham extends their lead.
Big touchdown for the South Oldham Dragons. They came into the game averaging 34.5 points, 69 points in their first 2 games. Tates Creek came in averaging 45 points a game. However, now on the point after, looks like a little trickeration. 2-point conversion didn't go for it. Didn't work.
So the 2-point try fails, but South Oldham puts 6 on the board. And it is a 27-10 game. 7:55 to play in the third quarter. You're watching high school football on Glycon.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Give Cole Greenwell a 2-touchdown day. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. So much depth for South Oldham on that ground attack, and you can see why they are averaging almost 200 yards per game through the rush this season in the first 2 games. Funes will kick it. Probably the best kick of the night. taken by Taylor with a head of steam. Going against the grain, met there at the 31 and brought down.
And Anthony Dixon made that tackle, showing his versatility. Penalty markers are down on the field.
We got some pushing and shoving here. Be taken care of.
Looks like the men in the stripes have it under control.
He's over on away from the ball. He had Luke Cooper in there for Tates Creek.
Also there was Zion Brown. Didn't look like anything in particular, just, took exception to that extra hard block. Let's see what we can see on the replay here.
It was away from the initial play. And the indication goes it will be offsetting penalties, one on each team. And you were talking earlier about some of the emphasis for the officials. That's one of them.
Yep. You got to watch the sportsmanship, unsportsmanlike conduct each way, cancel each other out, and 1st and 10 for Tates Creek.
Down 17 now, 7:46. Pass complete to J.T. Cooper, trying to scurry his way forward, and will. Nice little pick up there on 1st down. That's what you want to get, positive yards. Brings up 2nd down and short.
Tates Creek, 18 or 17 points down, 27-10. That's the equivalent of 2 touchdowns and the extra point and a field goal. So they got a long way to go, but what they got to do is put a good drive together right here, get themselves back in the ball game. Still more than half of the 3rd quarter to go. So they're in it, but Commodores need to make some points off of this drive.
3rd catch for J.T. Cooper tonight. Evans with running room. Boy, he just darted through. Now he's bullying over his way into opponent territory. What a run by B.J. Evans.
He should have been stopped or could have been stopped for maybe a 10-yard gain. Instead, broke about 4 tackles on his way to a huge gain. Goes from his own 41 and inside the 40-yard line of South Oldham to their 36.
23-yard pickup for B.J. Evans. Went right up the center, like you said, Carl. And Adrian Abbott Dixon right there leading the way for the Commodores. Now Burnside fires, pass behind his intended receiver and incomplete. He was looking for one of his favorite targets in J.T. Cooper. Dixon was right there in coverage.
Again, he gets plenty on the ball, but that one he needed to have it a little bit higher. Let's watch if I can here on this play. And almost a reception. Had the ball relatively on target, but a little bit too low. A lot of potential in that young man, though, Burnside. Coverage on the play by South Oldham. That was Dixon along with Brennan Cunningham in the defensive backfield.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here as we approach 6.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Tates Creek's only lead was 3-0. Burnside out of the shotgun. Taylor goes in motion. They will fire the screen out to him. Taylor reverses course. Now goes up to the middle. Now going back to the Tates Creek side. And he's got running room and blockers to boot. Nice pickup by Tristan Taylor.
Wow, and a touchdown saving tackle. South Oldham's Jules Davila forced him out of bounds. And you talk about a guy making a big play out of where he looked to be stopped or could have been stopped. Nice job. Real good effort there by number 7, Tristan Taylor.
All the way down to the 14 inside the red zone for Tates Creek. Their 3rd time. Big pickup there for the Commodores. Exactly what they needed. Handoff goes to Evans. Evans spinning inside the 10 goes B.J. Evans. Tates Creek, Carl, now having a little bit of momentum on their side.
Well, they need to get this one across the goal line. 3 points doesn't cut it on the scoreboard. It might say it brings them within 14 if they get the field goal, but they need the touchdown for momentum and for their confidence.
South Oldham will bring on a new defensive lineman, Isaiah Terry. Burnside High snap. Give it back to Evans. Trying to get to the outside, and B.J. Evans goes in for 6.
Commodores get the job done. We've still got 5:42 to go, third quarter. 27-16, and now the extra point attempt will come from Blake Hitchcock. The hold will be by Ace Davis, the backup quarterback for the Commodores, but that was a huge drive for Tates Creek, hugely important.
And after South Oldham had broke this out to a 17-point lead, we may have a little trickery on the other side. Commodores get late getting a player on, and Troy Rue. No, they'll look like they'll attempt the point after here to make it a 10-point game. Snaps good, holds good, kick is on the way and true. With 5:42 to play in the third quarter, Commodores not going away quietly in Lexington.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Well, B.J. Evans only had a couple of carries in the first half. Got pretty manageable yards in his limited carries, but this third quarter, they really put it in Two's hands.
Oh, nice drive, nice job by B.J. Evans. Assisted also by some nice cutbacks by Tristan Taylor, a couple of runs on that drive. And the Commodores here, this is, again, I said it before, but it's just as important. Once they kick the ball off here to South Oldham, they've got to come up with a defensive stop. There's just so many possessions left in the ball game, and it's time for Tates Creek to continue to close the gap. They got it from 17 down to 10. Let's see what they can do with it as Hitchcock kicks off.
And it'll be a pooch kick. And bouncing around, that's a live ball. Ball still loose. And who comes up with it? It will be, it looks like South Oldham did get on it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm no football coach, but that was the kind of kickoff that our old high school football coach used to do, and that was where you bounce the ball down the turf, make it hard to handle, kind of like a hot potato, and then there's no run back. And they're lucky actually to retain possession. But that's the kind of kickoff I was looking for, not the thing where you pop it up, kind of a pooch thing in the air. This thing bounces along, and on these artificial turf fields, it can be really taking some tricky bounces. And look at that. They recovered, but whew.
It was Braden Hitch that ultimately recovered it. I'm sorry, on the other side, it was Bray Schaffner. Bray Schaffner for South Oldham. And the worst field position of the game for South Oldham. Miles. Pressure on him. He has to throw it. Ball may have been deflected and caught over on the sideline. Was he in? Yes, he was. First down. South Oldham, nice acrobatic catch by Davila.
Boy, that Davila is impressive. He's made some nice runs. He did a nice job hauling that one in. And instead of being 1st and 10 at their 26, which they were a moment ago, the 16-yard pickup now gives them some good field position, 1st and 10 at the 42.
Miles has been efficient here in tonight's game. Schaffner, who recovered that kickoff, is in at fullback now, that I formation. He's the first back. Dixon, the second back. Handoff goes to Schaffner. Bray Schaffner, a 5'6", 155-pound sophomore, his first carry.
Again, 5'6", he's going to run low to the ground and be tough to bring down. You know, some people say, well, 155 pounds, but if you're going to put that on a 5'6" frame in your center of gravity, you can get some things done.
First carry of the year for Schaffner. Miles, as he does on every play, goes over to the sideline, gets the play call. Send out Dada far side right. Ball right in the middle of the hashes. Second down and 6. Handoff up the middle. It is Schaffner again. He'll have the first down. Boy, for a guy that's not got a carry in the first 2 games, it's been a good little minute and a half spurt for Schaffner.
Well, he's just a sophomore and got a bright future. You know, one of the reasons that good programs have good programs is they work the younger guys in when they can, and then when they get their turn to be the starter, they've got that experience.
They're ready. That is the 8th different Dragon to carry a ball this year through the first 2.5 games now. First down for South Oldham. Another I formation. Handoff right back to Schaffner. Give him the pigskin. And he's got another good run. Actually, it's Dixon there. They faked me out.
Well, I'm telling you, the quarterback, Miles, does a great job with his fakes. I was watching the other runner going up the middle, and no.
I was too.
It was Anthony Dixon that carried it and come out of bounds to the near sideline. Another 1st and 10, this time at the 35 of the Commodores. This is a huge area now for the Commodores. I think a touchdown here for South Oldham, they can start going to the ball control offense and run the clock. I really do think that.
Kai Dickamore also in now. Schaffner will go up the middle this time. Met there after the first initial line of contact. Linebacker making the play for Tates Creek, Braden Hitch.
In case Schaffner's parents are watching, I mean this lovingly, okay, for your son, and that is the fact that he's 5'6". He's hard to pick up.
Yeah.
Most of these players out there are 5'11", 6 foot. He's 5'6". He can hide underneath, and he runs low to the ground. Nice job.
You get that behind some offensive linemen that are nowhere near 5'6", and it does make it difficult to pick up. Second down and 3 now after the 7-yard pickup by Schaffner. Dixon goes in motion, muff snap, and flag down. We're going to believe have full start.
Yeah, procedure penalty against the offense.
Now Dixon was going in motion, and as he was coming by, the ball kind of hit him in the face mask.
That could have been costly if you don't want to. If you're South Oldham, when you've got the 10-point advantage and you're driving, you certainly don't want to give Tates Creek the ball and get them some confidence for their offense. Still just a 2-score game, 10 points.
2-back set with Schaffner and new running back in. That's Dickamore. Second down and 8. Handoff goes to Dickamore, Kai Dickamore, who had just one attempt in the first 2 games. Gets one here. Gets some of the penalty yards back.
Did a nice job of hanging onto that football. He was tackled aggressively there by the Commodores.
It was Adrian Abbott Dixon leading the way. Also plays center on the offensive line side.
3rd and 7 from the 32.
And here is a big 3rd down call. 7 yards to pick up the first down. Let's see what South Oldham comes up with.
Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. Miles, fake fumble, and Miles will get back on it.
Handoff was to Schaffner, and the ball got loose, but Johnny on the spot. Adrian Miles, the quarterback, saves the day. It looks like we have an injured player.
It's a Tates Creek Commodore on his backside. And it is Adrian Abbott Dixon, who we just mentioned a couple of moments ago, holding that right knee. Looks like it may be a cramp as a couple of his teammates coming over to stretch him out.
Let's hope that's all it is. We're still only in early September, and even though it's a pleasant evening, you really got to work to keep the hydration, the Gatorade and the water and so forth. It looks like the way they're moving it would be a cramp, but not good to speculate. We're not trainers. They do have the training staff out helping him. He's had some nice plays, some nice defensive plays for Tates Creek tonight.
Well, as they take a look at Adrian Abbott Dixon, we're going to step aside here with 1:23 to play in the third quarter. South Oldham leads 27-17 over Tates Creek.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
4th down and 7. It appears South Oldham is going to go for it here at the 31-yard line. Dixon goes in motion. Schaffner still in. Now Dixon will go back set to Miles. Trying to make 4th down a little bit more manageable. He's trying to get Tates Creek to draw off sides. Play clock running down here. Big play on both sides, and I think we're going to get a timeout to South Oldham. They were just trying to draw them off sides.
I just want to update to the fans who are watching and listening. Adrian Abbott Dixon, it did appear to be a cramp for the big guy for Tates Creek, the lineman who's 6'2" and 250, goes both ways on offense and defense, and he came out off his own power after that timeout. But now, what happened with that loose ball before, it was recovered by Dixon, the play before the timeout for the injury. And what that did, they did recover the football, talking about the South Oldham Dragons, but now they've got themselves 4th and relatively long, 4th and about 7. They're at about the 32 of Tates Creek. And it's one of those things where I think it's too long, obviously, to try a field goal. There are some high school kickers could manage a 49 or 50-yarder, but apparently they don't have that in their arsenal. And they really want to – I thought maybe they would take that penalty before they called the timeout, actually back up a little bit, give them a little bit more trying to get the punt maybe inside the 10-yard line. But let's see what they come out. It looks like they're going to run up the quarterback and have an offensive play.
So 2 timeouts remain for both sides now with 63 seconds to play here in the third. Miles is back. He may just pooch this away. We'll see. 4th down and 7 from the 32. Miles to pass. Throws over the middle and deflected. Almost intercepted. It actually probably worked out better for Tates Creek that it was deflected and not picked off.
It looked like Luke Cooper had got his hands on the ball. And actually, on the one hand, like just as you said it, Wes, if he had caught it, he probably would have been down to about his own 10. Now the ball goes over on downs, and they're at their own 31, 32-yard line. So it does work out. Stat-wise, it would have been nice to have an interception, but maybe as he was catching, he realized where he was. Might have dropped it on purpose. I don't know. That's hard for me to call from up here.
Only he truly knows. But I guarantee you, when he goes back to that sideline, he said, yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, the postgame interview, I did that on purpose.
Now Tates Creek with some momentum on their side, going for the jugular. Ooh. Taylor! Boom! Touchdown, Tates Creek. A big play.
69 yards. And you were talking about it all night. We've been talking about Burnside. Does he have the arm? Well, yes, sir. He steps up here, throws it, and not even breaking stride. That ball was 55 yards in the air, and Tristan Taylor hauls it in. Didn't have to slow down at all for it. Beautiful pass play and a huge momentum change in the ball game. Wes?
You could not place that ball more perfectly than Burnside right there. Unbelievable. What a play. Step up throw in the pocket. Wow. Now for the point after. And it is good. And Tates Creek with a little third quarter magic here as the Commodores have scored the last 14 points in the game after they were down 17 with 49 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And this one's shaping up for a very fascinating fourth quarter, Carl.
Well, in the second half, all right, the score at halftime, And South Oldham came out with a 21-10 lead. They get it up to 27-10. For some reason, they went for 2 instead of getting the sure 1, which would have given the 28-10. But now, 2 big, I was going to say it was a great scoring drive before. This one really wasn't a drive. It was a one-play drive, 69 yards on the pass. And Burnside really showed off what his potential is there. And again, this Tristan Taylor, wide receiver, 5'8", 155 pounds, and he's a football player. I like the way he moves, not only catching the ball, but yards after catch. But here we are, 27-24 South Oldham, only leading now by 3 with 49 seconds left, third quarter.
What a time for your first touchdown in 2025. Free kick out of bounds here, and South Oldham will have good field position at the 35.
Well, that one was, again, rolling it along the ground. And inside the 35, the ball went out at about the 32, but they'll get it thanks to the penalty. I think they will get it, or did it go out on its own? Yeah, they'll get they're going to mark it at the 38. So infraction, 1st and 10 at the 38. That'll give them better field position than they would have had. But at least they're getting the ball a little further downfield. I think the kid's got a good leg. I'd like to see him kick it off a little deeper.
Now South Oldham, after taking a little bit of a punch to the jugular now. See how they respond. Miles keeps options over to Dixon along the near side, spinning his way near midfield. Right toward the first down sticks. See if it's good enough for a first down. It appears it is.
Pickup of just more than 10 yards. And you were mentioning Armies and the Georgia Techs that like to, boy, this kid has got a head on his shoulders. Adrian Miles waited for the last possible second and then pitched the ball, and he brought all the defense to him because you can't let him go. He's a great athlete.
One of the top rushers on this team, and with that play, Carl, you have to have some sort of toughness to you as well because 9 times out of 10, you know you're going to take a hit. First down for the Dragons. Handoff to Davila, dancing it over to the outside. Good pickup on first down. South Oldham will run out the third quarter clock, and just like that, the Commodores with some momentum heading into the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game in Central Kentucky. Come back. Don't you dare leave us. We've got a fascinating fourth quarter coming right here on Glycott.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. Crestwood State Farm agent Leslie Gilly. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. LaGrange Service Center, providing quality car care for more than 60 years. And by Clementine's Car Wash, LaGrange's 24/7 touchless car wash.
Back to action here in the fourth quarter. First play from the line of scrimmage is a pass completion to Evan Hale. That's good enough for a first down on a 12-yard pickup. First catch of the day for Hale.
1st and 10 now for South Oldham at the Tates Creek 34. It's danger time for the Commodores now. They got to come up with a stop. They're only 3 points down.
The Dragons moving the ball here. They're in Commodore territory. Miles will fake the handoff. He's got an option to his left, but this time he keeps it, spinning his way up the field, and that'll be good enough for another first down.
Been singing this kid's praises pretty much most of the night. The 6'2", 270-pound junior quarterback for the South Oldham Dragons. A southpaw and a great ball faker, as well as a runner and a passer.
13-yard pickup on the ground for Miles. In the offseason, South Oldham made a little bit of a switch in their offseason training program. Coach Sams wanted to put more emphasis on team speed. So they would do team speed agility drills 3 times a week. They'd be in the weight room the other 2. We got a flag down here before the snap. Back up South Oldham a couple of yards here on the penalty. Looks like false start. But they would do those drills 3 times a week. They'd be in the weight room the other 2 days, and they would have a coach assigned to just the weight room, a coach assigned to those team agility drills, and Coach Sands believes that that's really paid off so far as they look to go to 3-0 here in 2025.
I would concur. I think it's made a big difference for them. And I just like the way that this team, both these coaches, I think are doing a great job. 3rd year for the South Oldham coach, 4th year for Tates Creek. They're bringing their programs back very nicely.
Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Tates Creek has scored the last 14. Miles juking his way for a couple after he'll get almost the penalty yards back. Just shy of that. Bring up 2nd down and 12. Pick up a 3.
Devon Flowers made the nice play for the Commodores.
Charlie Temple, a wide receiver, will exit. They bring back in Hale. Get a little bit more of a jumbo package here. Hale will line up as a tight end. 2nd down and 12. Miles gets the snap, keeps it himself. Rushed by Miles, will get inside the 20. Go down at the 19.
Big 3rd down play coming here, Wes. They marked it at the 20. Of course, that penalty had made it at 1st and 15, so now they've got 3rd and 8.
Thought he got just on the other side, but they'll back it up about a half yard. Is it maybe 2-down territory? We'll see. But you got to get something here on 3rd down and 8. South Oldham with a 3-point lead. Miles back to pass. Lobs a pass, complete by Dixon, and he will scurry in for a touchdown, and South Oldham answers.
Gotta wonder how a guy like Dixon, he's a great player, but how he can be left that wide open on the play here as Adrian Miles hits him.
20-yard touchdown, catch and run.
I tell you, the Tates Creek defense was playing well off of him. I think you need to, when you're in the red zone like that defensively, you need to come up and play a little tighter.
And after all that momentum that the Commodores built, now silenced at the moment. Back out to make this a 10-point game. The extra point by Funes is good. And with 8:46 to play in the 4th quarter, we'll take a timeout. South Oldham back up by 2 possessions on Glycod.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
I have to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for South Oldham, and even some of the receivers at times. They're doing a nice job blocking for some of their skill players. And Anthony Dixon, a 20-yard touchdown catch from Adrian Miles. Miles coming into the ball game with 4 touchdowns on the year. He's added a couple tonight, and it was a 3-point game. Now pushed back out to 10. The Commodores will have it coming out of this kickoff. Well, that was such a huge swing of emotions, and we have another kick out of bounds.
I guess safety.
I don't know if that's by design.
I get that one. It definitely was. He definitely just aimed it over there, get it out of bounds. They'll get it 1st and 10. And he's still walking where it went, so they're getting better than I thought.
I think it's going to be up near the 45.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the 45 for Tates Creek, so they get some good field position. They need 2 scores. 34-24, they trail by 10. 8:46 to go, and as you called it a moment ago, each team with 2 timeouts, Wes, so we got a lot of time left in this ball game.
Don't go anywhere, and it just felt like that momentum was swinging toward Tates Creek's side, and a huge, huge, huge response by the Dragons. I think we're going to re-kick.
Re-kick. 5 yards deeper than they were. They'll be kicking off at the 35 instead of the 40.
Tates Creek's only lead was at 3-0 to open up the scoring account. Then South Oldham got their offense going. They would score the next 14. Tates Creek got a touchdown, cut it down to 4. And then South Oldham pushed the lead back out to 11, then to 17. And then Tates Creek answered with the next 14. Nice special teams tackle there by South Oldham, as that was a nice tackle there by Jacoby Morris.
Nazir Sanford playing on the kickoff return team, one of the up men, number 13 for Tates Creek. Made some nice yardage. Took it a little more than 10 yards. They mark it at the 46. So 1st and 10 Commodores, 54 yards away from pay dirt.
We've seen some really good starts for drives here in this game with the decisions of some of the special teams. And Tates Creek will have it right here. 1st down and 10 from their own 46. Down 10 with 8:40 remaining. Burnside. They're going deep again. It's going to be Cooper and dislodged. They had 2 receivers there along with 2 defensive backs. Cooper and it was also Marcus Hale in there. It looked like it was going for Cooper, and then Hale just kind of kept on running that same route.
Yep.
But it falls incomplete.
Almost a big play. Throw was not leading the receiver quite as much as that perfect pass he had a few moments ago to Tristan Taylor, their last possession.
Tates Creek will bring on a receiver, Zion Gatewood, a sophomore, and he'll line up as an near side receiver. 2nd down and 10 for the Commodores. Burnside steps up in the pocket. Running room for Burnside, spinning to midfield. So now that brings up a really critical 3rd down and medium for TC.
3rd and 6. I'd look for Burnside to go to the air.
Let me ask you, Carl, 8 minutes left. Down 2 possessions. Is this 4-down territory?
I think it is for them. I think it is. Blake Jones checking it back into the ball game for Tates Creek.
You have Cooper lined up as a near side receiver. That's Luke Cooper. JT on the far side, joined by Tristan Taylor. Taylor's in the slot. 3rd down and medium. Handoff goes up the middle. Evans gets out of a shoestring tackle. He barrels over South Oldham players inside the 40, and a 1st down on a nice run by Evans.
Now you know why I don't coach football. I
when
thought they'd go to the air, and they went right up the middle very effectively.
When you have that, why not? B.J. Evans has had a really strong second half. Transfer from Lexington Christian Academy a couple of years ago.
1st and 10 now for the Commodores. They're at the 37, so 7-11 to go in the ball game.
Caleb Murphy, a new back in. Burnside, quick pass, complete Taylor. Good block by the receivers. Taylor weaves his way forward inside the 30. Down he goes at the 27-yard line.
His footwork after he catches it is just amazing. He really makes people miss. All of a sudden you think you have him tackled around the ankles, and he's out of your grasp.
Not the guy you want to tackle in open space.
Nope. Second and real short.
10-yard pickup, 9 3/4 of a yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Burnside stepping up, flush from the pocket, hurried and brought down. It'll be a loss.
Again, I'm no football coach. I don't like that call, though, going back. It looked like a drop-back pass.
It was Sam Dawson who had a fumble recovery last week.
That's the big Louisville recruit, as you've mentioned.
Also got some help from Charlie Temple as well.
Well, now instead of 2nd and short, you got 3rd and 3. They lost a couple on the play. I don't know why you don't go and get the first down and have it 1st and 10 when you've got about really less than 6 inches, about 6 inches left to go for the first down on that play.
It was really Temple that kind of flushed Burnside from the pocket, and Dawson finished him off here. Timeout as it'll go to Tates Creek. They will have 1 timeout remaining with 6:23 to play in regulation. And they have to obviously convert here, but they need to score here on this drive. And you're down 2 possessions, so you do have that option if you get inside a little bit more to kick the field goal if you don't come away with the touchdown on this drive. You still got to get 2 scores.
I think they're in 4-down territory at this point in the ball game. I think if they make the first down here, they're in good shape. If not, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down. That's my opinion.
Handoff to Evans along the left side. Dawson wrapped him up, and he'll be shy of the first down.
And for Tates Creek, Blake Jones tried to get a good block in there. The South Oldham defense would have none of it. They stop him short.
So now decision time for Jonathan Hawks. You bring on an important play here. That offensive line, Kamari and Harris, Adrian Abbott-Dixon, who's back in from an injury earlier, Connor Blanton, Miles Howard, Aberdeen Dean. Going to play a big role here. Timeout, South Oldham. So now they have 1 timeout remaining. So you have 4th down and 1 at the 28-yard line. It'll be a huge, huge play call here, Carl.
Well, I like the timeout by South Oldham. If you have any doubt in your defense and what you want to be in, also gives you an opportunity as they start to come out of the huddle, maybe what Tates Creek is thinking. But you keep your team under control. You got out and talk to them now during this brief timeout. Tates Creek, of course, gets to talk about offense. This is one where if you get the blocking, you get that 1 yard, you get it running play, it's no problem. But it also, if the defense crowds up tight, you might go over the top and get something for a scoring play. I would, myself, like to see Tates Creek, if I was coaching, get the first down. And I think the best way to do that is just get some really good blocking and go right after him.
Well, Jonathan Hawks said he thought his team really learned a lot in their loss last week against Ashland Blazer. Now they try to stay in this one here in week 3. 4th down and 1. Burnside with Evans to his left. Taylor goes in motion. Handoff. Evans. Dawson missed the tackle, and it'll be a first down. Dawson had him right there, but Evans just scurried his way through and got around that tackle.
Well, let's give B.J. Evans some credit there. He's slippery, and that was excellent effort on his part. Smart running, excellent effort. Wouldn't give up on the play. Faked out the big guy, the Louisville recruit. 1st and 10.
He went high to try to tackle him and missed. He whiffed on the jersey. So a huge first down for Tates Creek. The ball game's still alive. Burnside flushed and brought down. Did the ball come out too? South Oldham is saying they have it, and they do. Oh, my goodness. The ball got come loose. Fumble on the play, recovered by South Oldham.
I want to see if it's down. We don't have replay at this point.
That looked like he was down.
I don't know if he was losing the ball as he was going down.
Dylan Lafferty coming out with the ball, 5'8" junior.
That's a huge play for the South Oldham Dragons and a tough, tough break for Tates Creek. Nope, I think the ball did come loose.
It was popping loose, yeah.
He actually collided with his own offensive lineman. Tough break for the Tates Creek Commodores.
And Burnside a little bit shaken up, too, trying to exit the field. Body kind of contorted in a way you don't want to see. So such a big-time play defensively by South Oldham. That may have just iced this ball game. And with that rushing game, Tates Creek says they knocked the ball loose. And waiting the signal, and Tates Creek will get it right back.
How about that?
Giveth and taketh away.
Number 24 for the Tates Creek Commodores on the recovery. That is Max Stump. Made that recovery, the 6', 190-pound senior linebacker. And that is a huge play. So you giveth and you taketh away.
I guess it all evens out in the wash.
Ball at the 38, 1st and 10 for the Commodores. Now the clock's a factor, 5:02.
But they'll have to bring on their backup quarterback now, and Ace Davis, with Burnside still not feeling 100%. So what a time to enter the ball game. Your backup quarterback, Ace Davis, a 5'10 junior. Now he does have experience, goes for the deep ball on the first pass. Too much for the intended receiver in Taylor.
And really, Taylor was double covered there. It looked like the young quarterback, the young backup, was going to throw that pass downfield no matter what. So let's see 2nd and 10, what they come up with this time.
Ace Davis does have 2 completions in 3 attempts for a total of 6 yards in the 2 games prior to that last pass. Tates Creek down 10 with 5 to play. Run to Evans. Wrapped up and not going anywhere. Short pickup there, stopped by Charlie Temple.
That Charlie Temple is another impressive ball player for the South Oldham Dragons. He gets it done both ways, plays a lot of two-way football, wide receiver and defensive back. Really made a stalwart tackle that time. So now, 3rd down and 8 from the 36 for Tates Creek. Definitely now, no question, they're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, and with the down 10, your strength is the running game. Clock becomes an issue. Davis over the middle, picked off. Picked off by South Oldham, running up the field and brought down at the 45-yard line. They tried to go over the middle, and it was picked off. And making the interception.
Brennan Cunningham.
What a play by South Oldham to come away with that. He had an interception last week. Goes back-to-back weeks with an INT. The 6'4 sophomore makes a big-time play defensively for the Dragons.
Well, there you have 3 turnovers. Now, coming into the ball game, Tates Creek was +3 in the turnover margin. Right now, on this particular sequence, they've given it away twice. South Oldham once. But now they're going to have... they're marking off something against South Oldham.
It was a late flag on the play.
Get word that something away from the play on the sideline happened.
Usually a big play like that, probably maybe a celebration penalty.
1st and 10 at the 23 for South Oldham at their own 23 with 4:09 to go, and they lead by 10.
So now South Oldham, they just need to run this clock out. Dixon will get the 1st down. He's going to think more than just run the clock out. Tiptoeing the sideline, a huge pickup for South Oldham. It started at the 23, goes all the way down over on the far side. What a pickup by South Oldham. Dixon there, he's electric.
And Greer made the tackle. Again, a play that probably should have been stopped after maybe 8 or 10 yards. It turns into way more than that, all the way down to the 29 of the Commodores. 1st and 10. 1 timeout left. Each team, 3:58 to go.
A 48-yard pickup by Anthony Dixon. And it doesn't matter if it's Dixon, Miles keeping it. Seen Davila a couple times. Bray Schaffner, his first carries of the year. A lot of depth in that running back room. Speaking of running, This time it's Greenwell. Cole Greenwell, the 5'7" senior, another carry.
Tackle on the play by Luke Cooper. Tates Creek up against it now, 3:43 on a counting clock. Second and short. And South Oldham, if they score here, it's definitely all over. They've got to get another takeaway, does Tates Creek. Let's see what happens.
Andrew Holloman, a linebacker, will exit for the Commodores. Second down and 3 from the 22. Miles gives it over to Greenwell. He tries to stiff arm Cooper, and he'll get inside the red zone. Flag flies. It's a lot of action up near the face mask. Could that be a face mask penalty?
We'll wait the official signal, but that would seem to be the play.
Cooper able to wrap him up from behind.
Yep, face mask. Half the distance.
Now Tates Creek really up against it now with right around 3 minutes left. And South Oldham, will they just go for a score here, or will they try to run some clock? We'll see.
First and goal from the 6.
Been really impressed with Adrian Miles, his ability to manage the game. Handoff will go to Kai Dickamore, sophomore running back. And they just keep on with the fresh bodies. When you have that kind of depth in the fourth quarter, to have fresh legs, such a huge advantage.
It is a big thing, and it's a big thing as far as player development for the future. And obviously, their coaching staff has full confidence in these younger players. And there's nothing like game experience. You can take all the practice reps. You hear people talk about, well, we got to get more reps in practice. Well, you can do all that you want. It's the game action that's really going to give you that seasoning and get you ready to play some good football.
And they actually lost their top 3 rushers from a year ago. So it's a completely different unit. This time it will be a touchdown. Another touchdown run by South Oldham.
And it looks like it's Greenwell once again, number 21. That's who I got.
That will be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game from 4 yards out. And that pretty much does it.
If the extra point's good, it'll be 17 points with 2:17 to go, and that's pretty much insurmountable at this point.
What a game for Cole Greenwell, with 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 of the 2-yard variety, this one from 4 yards out. We're going to take our final timeout in game action and wrap things up here. South Oldham 41, Tates Creek 24.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
4-yard touchdown run by Cole Greenwell, his 3rd of the night. And that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin for South Oldham, as they will move to 3-0 if they can complete these final 2 minutes. Greenwell, that's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. He was 2nd on the team in attempts coming into this game behind the quarterback. And why not? One more for good measure, Carl. How about another kick out of bounds?
Another kickoff out of bounds. I don't know if I've ever seen this many in one football game. In this case, with the penalty, and they'll just take it. They'll accept the penalty and give the Commodore. Well, they won't. Well, they'll take the penalty. Commodores will make them kick it again, 5 yards. Okay.
So we may see one more.
Earlier in the game, you would have just taken at the ball out of bounds at the 35, but now they're going to kick from their own 35 after the 5 yard. Again, in high school, they kick from the 40. college, the 35. And the pros, I believe, they did the 30 for a while, but they might be back to the 35.
They changed the rules so many times, I can't keep up with it.
And, of course, if you watch pro football these days, it's really interesting. Of course, they're concerned about the safety. These kind of plays, the kickoff play, is probably the most dangerous part of the game because you have guys running at high speed and colliding. But right now, free kick from the 35 for South Oldham.
So it would be caught at the 35-yard line by Tates Creek. That is Nazir Sanford. And that'll give Tates Creek one more opportunity before they head into next week. Tates Creek will have Douglas on the road a week from today. That'll also be a 6:30 kickoff. 6-4 last year for the Commodores, falling in that first round of the playoffs a year ago.
Ace Davis still in there at quarterback, the reserve, after the injury to Burnside.
Davis looking to throw, fires a fastball, too much for Taylor. Well, it just had to be such a challenge for Davis. Coming in the fourth quarter, your team down 10, your quarterback gets hurt one play later, you're back into game action, you're into game action.
I'm trying to search the sidelines to see if I can find Darnell Burnside and how he's looking there. He's probably not going to come into this ball game, though. At this point, the coaches don't want to risk further injury. We don't know exactly the nature of why he had to go out of the ball game, but he was shaken up on a play just a couple of moments ago in the game.
And it was on a quarterback sack where he kind of bent back into his own offensive lineman, body contorting in a way that it's probably not the most pleasant. Handoff will go to the new tailback in and wrapped up right there. Ball may have popped loose at the end, but I think they're going to mark him down. Handoff to Caleb Murphy that time, nicely read by the South Oldham defense. It actually was a fumble. They'll say Tates Creek actually recovered, so it was a live ball, but it was covered up by Marion Harris. Yeah, I'm with you. I do not see Burnside over on the sideline right now at the moment.
No, he's finished for the evening. A lot of potential with that young man.
He's actually taking his uniform off, and he is in street clothes right now. Davis over the middle behind Taylor. Davis has just not been able to find his receivers on target.
Yeah, you can see Darnell Burnside still got the football pads on, but he's got the pads off and he's done. Now, here's the thing on this one. You got a fourth down. You got fourth and about 14 yards for the first down, 4th and 15 from your own 39. You've got one timeout left. You're down by 17, 1:11 to go. Really pretty a tough state. You can find out what your punting game can do, and that's what they're going to do here. They was pretty much put up the white flag as far as trying to win this ball game. It's pretty much out of reach.
Luke Cooper with a sky kick. Not a lot of distance on it, and it will go out of bounds. And South Oldham can just run out the final minute 11, and the Dragons going to go to 3-0 here in 2025. Had such a good start last year, that 6-1 start. Finished 1-3. Actually finished 2024 8th in the RPI in the Class 5A.
Well, they had a 7-4 season, and as I think you mentioned, in the playoffs they went against Cooper and got beat. But you could tell they got the team where Coach Sams has them believing that, hey, let's take it farther in the postseason this year.
Run up the middle here for the final few plays of the ball game, and going to have a Tates Creek player a little slow getting up, but he's all right. When you talk about Kane Sams, this is his third year at South Oldham. He's going to go to 15-9 as the head man there. It's his fourth year overall. He was the head coach for a year at North Bullitt before coming over to South Oldham.
I think we got a penalty marker away from the play. Excuse me for interrupting. Officials are discussing something.
Well, with the game moved up an hour, may have dinner plans. Always a little late night post-game meal.
They're going to walk it off. There was a flag down in the vicinity of the 39.
Yeah, it's over on the very far side from us.
Well, it's a shame. It looks like some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct because we've had a game where it's been pretty clean in terms of that. Couple of little minor dust-ups, but somebody either said the wrong thing or something to that effect. Officials got to keep the game in control.
And South Oldham will take the knee. Be a victory formation for the Dragons. And really impressed with South Oldham tonight, Carl, and the way they were able to run the football. They use their strengths, 34 points per game. They go above that tonight. One more play will seal it off. And total offense per game right over 320 per game. And they stuck to their style and eventually just wore out Tates Creek.
Well, that Adrian Miles, can't say enough about him, their quarterback. Boy, he's a football player, and he's only a junior. And they've got a bright future with him the rest of this way and in 2025 and looking ahead to 26.
That will run out the clock. South Oldham moves to 3-0 here in 2025 as they go on the road and take down Tates Creek by a final score of 41-24. Don't go anywhere. Carl Nathy and I will come back and have post-game coverage as you are watching high school football on Glycod.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Suntime Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Suntime Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Cartown Kia, your dealership for unmatched design, performance, and savings at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville. Visit them online at CartownKiaUSA.com.
Welcome back here to Roy Walton Stadium in Central Kentucky. Carl Nathy, Wes Chandler here with you. As tonight's final, South Oldham 41, Tates Creek 24. Carl, as we watched that game unfold, what were your initial takeaways from both sides?
I like the way Tates Creek came out of the game and took the fight to them. They had a nice drive. It was very key, even though it was early, that they had to settle for 3 points. Nice 35-yard field goal by Blake Hitchcock put them up 3-0. But I think that confidence would have come more if they'd gotten in that red zone and gone ahead and put it into the end zone. Now, for South Oldham, I'll tell you what, it was almost like they played a game without even watching the scoreboard. It was more like a process, like their coach has got them playing like, if we do these things, we're going to get enough points. And what I mean by that is they resumed command of the ball game, had that touchdown before halftime, went up 21-10, and then when Tates Creek, after South Oldham had scored the first touchdown in the second half to go up 27-10. Tates Creek came back with a nice long drive, followed by a one-play 69-yard pass from Darnell Burnside to Tristan Taylor for that touchdown. Just a beautiful play. And all of a sudden it's 27-24, and you got most of the fourth quarter left. But then again, South Oldham hung in there, kept their poise, didn't get rattled, and ended up doing what they needed to do, which was to score, and then they scored again, 41-24, so 17-point win. I think this South Oldham team has a bright future this season. They're in District 6 of Class 5A, and their competition, got some good teams in there. Woodford County, coached by the former UK great Dennis Johnson. Scott County, Coach McKee is up there for years. Collins, Anderson County, along with South Oldham. So to see how they do in District 5A. As far as Henry Clay and Lafayette, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, along with Tates Creek, District 7's got some tough stuff too. Commodore season is by no means, they're still getting better and getting more experience. I look for them to have a good stretch of games. They got some tough ones coming up, but you got to play what's on your schedule.
Yeah, and that Douglas game looming large next week on the road. And we hope for the best for Darnell Burnside. Hopefully it's a quick recovery for him and he can be out there on the field in a week from today. And this kind of felt like a basketball game. It felt like a game of runs. Tates Creek had that run. South Oldham had multiple two-score runs. It was kind of resembled a little bit of a basketball game with just the momentum swings in this game.
Indeed. And I think one of the things about that is we came into the ball game, Tates Creek was a +3 in the turnover margin. South Oldham was not as impressive in that way. We had that one stretch in the second half where virtually within 4 plays in the game, there were 2 turnovers by Tates Creek, 1 by South Oldham, but Tates Creek really couldn't afford to lose the ball at that point when they had the ball and were in pretty good shape on a drive and gave it back. And as you see the South Oldham team down on the field, our fans might not be able to see it, but we can see it from up here in the press box. They're very happy with their win. And I think, you talked about their coach, Coach Sams, who was on the staff at Tates Creek for years, and in fact, good friends with Coach Hawks here at Tates Creek. They're both on the staff together. And they have, it looks like he's got a plan for this program. They made a big jump last year, 7-4. They came into this game, well, now with this victory, I guess his career record there early in his third year, 15-9. But South Oldham definitely going in the right direction. But I like the fact that Tates Creek is back playing football. The late, great Coach Walton, he was all about fundamentals and hard-nosed football. And I think there's a lot of that here in Tates Creek. And you heard it in the pregame comments as you talked with the coach leading up to this game. Tates Creek, he has the attitude, I think both these coaches do, that this is more than just what these guys do on the football field. You want to develop them as young men, make them help them to accomplish things that they didn't think they could do. And football is a great learning environment for that.
No doubt about that. As you see tonight's scores from around Central Kentucky there on the bottom of your screen, I want to thank Don Franklin Auto for their sponsorship of that. Don Franklin Auto, driven by family. Now let's take a look at tonight's scoring summary, brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. And get ready, there's quite a few scores in this one. Game got started with a 35-yard field goal by Blake Hitchcock of Tates Creek with 7:11 to play in the first frame. Put Tates Creek on top for their only lead of the contest at 3-0. Then South Oldham scored in the first quarter, a 3-yard touchdown run by Anthony Dixon, one of multiple that he would have tonight. The extra point by Jair Funes was good, makes it 7-3 South Oldham, and they would not look back after that, although Tates Creek would challenge them a little bit later on in the second half. Then a big strike to open up the second quarter, a 50-yard touchdown pass from Adrian Miles to Kalade Dada from 50 yards out. The extra point good, made it 14-3 Dragons over the Commodores. Then also in the second quarter, a 19-yard touchdown catch, this one coming on the Tates Creek side for J.T. Cooper. Hitchcock's extra point was good, made it 14-10, and the Commodores were back within 4. We would continue on in the second quarter. South Oldham would get the ball after that touchdown with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Take up almost every second of the drive, a minute 53 in total drive time. It would end in a 2-yard touchdown run by Cole Greenwell. Extra point true, made it 21-10, and South Oldham had a 2-score lead at halftime. The Dragons would get the ball first to begin the third quarter. And with 7:55 to play in the third quarter, another 2-yard touchdown run by Cole Greenwell. They would go for 2 on this try. It would be unsuccessful. So the lead now 27-10 for South Oldham. Tates Creek, here's their run. It would start with a 5-yard touchdown run by B.J. Evans. Extra point good by Hitchcock, made it 27-17 with 5:42 to play in the third quarter. That drive took up 2 minutes and 13 seconds. And then the play of the game for Tates Creek was that 69-yard touchdown catch to Tristan Taylor on a perfectly thrown ball by Darnell Burnside. And all the momentum with 49 seconds in the third quarter was swinging to the Commodores' side. The extra point was good, made it 27-24, and you were thinking game on at that point. Then South Oldham would score the final 14, though, however, in the final fourth quarter with 8:46 to play in the ball game, a 20-yard touchdown catch to Anthony Dixon. He had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown tonight. The extra point good, and South Oldham lead was up to 10. Once again, 34-24. Then they would not be done with 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the ball game. The third touchdown of the night by Cole Greenwell. This one from 4 yards out. The extra point was good, made it 41-24, and that was the final score in tonight's game. That is a look at the scoring summary. Once again, that's brought to you by IBEW Local 369. When Carl and I return, we'll hand out some hardware, tell you the most outstanding players of tonight's game when we return on Glycod.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Final score tonight in Central Kentucky is South Oldham 41 and Tates Creek 24. Carl, let's take a look at some outstanding players for both sides. Most outstanding players presented by Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. And I know for South Oldham, you're going with the quarterback. He was impressed by him, Adrian Miles.
Oh, Adrian Miles had a night. He had 11 of 14 completions on his passing for 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest pass play, 50 yards. And then in the running game, 14 carries, 72 yards, for a net of 70 after a loss of 2 yards on one of the plays. But anyway, 14 for 72 on the rushing and 11 for 14 for 186. So he accounted for 258 yards of offense all by his lonesome. Now, he was joined by some other guys. Anthony Dixon had 7 carries for 94 yards. But anyway, got to give it to Adrian Miles as the star of the game for South Oldham.
He's had an impressive last 2 weeks. He threw for 221 a week ago in the win over Eastern, and those numbers that Carl just mentioned. Over on the Tates Creek side, Burnside looked good, but you're giving it to a receiver.
Tristan Taylor, 6 receptions, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. Of course, that was that 69-yard pass play, which you described beautifully by Darnell Burnside. And Darnell late in the game was hurt. We hope he can come back for next week. We don't know how serious the injury is. Darnell Burnside, 12 of 18 passing, 212 yards. Tristan Taylor, though, our player of the game, 6 receptions, 149. Just want to mention B.J. Evans had 14 carries for 80 yards on the offense. Tackles, Davila had 7 tackles for leading South Oldham. And on the Tates Creek side, Flowers had 6 tackles. On the total offense, 466 yards for South Oldham and 296 for Tates Creek.
It was almost what Tates Creek averaged. They come in averaging 292 on the ground, but for total offense. For the Dragons, they came in averaging 328, so they go way north of that here tonight. What a great job by both of those. Your most outstanding players of tonight's game over on the South Oldham side, Adrian Miles and Tristan Taylor for Tates Creek. When Carl and I return, we'll wrap it up here on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville, movement that inspires, and by Carpenter's Local 1650. Build your winning career today.
Before we sign off, let's take a look at next week's schedule, brought to you by New Vista. They see the good ahead. Some interesting games on tap next week. Tates Creek at Douglas. So the Commodores will look to bounce back against Douglas, who's, ever since the incorporation of their program, has always had a strong football team. I'll be at GRC and Henry Clay next week, so that should be a good matchup. Philip Hawkins trying to take over that Henry Clay and lead them. Lafayette, Shelby County, so a lot of good matchups on tap here on Glycod next week. And I know, Carl, it's been a pleasure working with you. I had a good time, and always good to talk high school football.
Well, Wes, I was delighted to join you and Scott Bama Moore, who hadn't been in touch with in years, but Bama's kind of legendary from Channel 18 days, and his career has gone on from there. And you're doing a great job, and good luck when you were doing the EKU Colonels with Greg Stottlemyre. He's a heck of a broadcaster and been at it a long time, and you'll learn a lot just being around him.
You'll learn something from him. There's no doubt about that. And good luck to you tomorrow. I know you'll be a busy man at Kroger Field tomorrow.
I hope it's a good kind of busy. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Carl, is a great to work with you. That's going to do it for our coverage. We hope you enjoyed it. Want to thank our entire team, producer Scott Moore, camera operation by Devin Jackson, our spotter in the booth, Meredith Chandler for my partner Carl Nathy. I'm Wes Chandler telling you the final score for the final time is South Oldham 41, Tates Creek 24. Thanks for watching High School Sports on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Football. Tonight's game was brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for your world. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. New Vista. We see the good ahead. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. Elite Building Products in Nicholasville, where you'll find top quality products for your home. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. Suntime Pools and Spas, good people to know if you have a pool. And by Fast Signs.
Visit glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.